Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi. I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
Well, before I left my campsite, I was putting out my fire, and out of nowhere, Smokey Bear showed up and hugged me?
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. He likes it when people correctly put out their campfires. He's pretty big on wildfire prevention. He's just letting you know you did good with a hug. He's a hugger.
I just got a bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update!
All right, I'm going to let you go now. I've got a lot of ranger stuff to do. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service Ad Council and your state forester.
And whoa, feedback. Welcome everybody to Logic Nation. Today is October 31st. It's Halloween, and we got a good show going on for you today. You hear that music, Susan?
Yes, the ghosts are in the background.
Ghosts are in the background. It's spooky. It's scary. It's Halloween. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're streaming us live at logicnation.us, you'll get to see us in costume here. And you may think that the poster came to life or something. I don't know. But check out the studio. I think you'll find it pretty interesting. Susan there, she's got something going on.
I'm a Texas Rangerette.
And you look like one,
am.
too. Okay, I want to pause this stuff. This is going to drive me crazy if I keep playing it. All right. If you want to be part of the show, ladies and gentlemen, give us a call, 866-895-LOGIC, 866-895-6442. Stream us live at logicnation.us. Social media is at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio, Instagram at Logic Nation Radio, Twitter at Logic Nation USA, and YouTube at youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. Now, one of our guests today is Jim Crothers. He's a leadership expert, Maxwell Group. And if you go to the Facebook at Logic Nation, you'll get to see the worksheet that he's got there for this week. So I want you to go to Facebook at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. Check it out, print it out if you want to. He'll be in at 9 o'clock hour, and we can go over that. He's doing some great leadership, what would you call it? Tips.
Yeah. He is.
Mini seminars.
Yeah.
Okay, he's really good. Great guy. He's got a lot of great information, so check it out. Also, youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. Subscribe to the channel there. Susan, let's talk about our contest because it is Halloween.
That's right. It is Halloween.
And I've also got an offer up with the gun shop as well. So go ahead and tell everybody what's going on with the contest.
So we're having a Halloween costume contest. So when you get your Halloween costume on, take a photograph, send the photograph to susanstirlart@gmail.com, or you can Facebook it and hashtag LN Halloween Contest. LN stands for Logic Nation. And we're going to pick the best costume by the end of Friday. And you get a great gift, a great Logic Nation gift, a bag full of things, great things. It's a cup, a poster of the Modern Minuteman, which is a painting of Matt here, the Modern Minuteman.
That's right. If you stream us live at logicnation.us, I've got my back to the camera just for the reasons I talk to people in front of me, which makes the camera behind me, which means we have to move the camera. But until we do that, if you look over my left shoulder, you'll see the artwork of Susan Stirl of the Modern Minuteman. And the Modern Minuteman has come into life into the studio, and you get to check me out here. So stream us live, logicnation.us, and we have just an abundance of products.
That's right.
In this bag. What
Whistle, koozie, $5 off, candy and more in the mall. A pen, a stickers, Laughlin book, carry bag. The bag that has it all.
The bag that has it all. Not
That's
just
right.
a whistle. It's a security whistle.
I know. Security whistle is cool.
It's got a carabiner to hook onto your whatever. You unscrew it. You can put your pills in there or your whatever, your money, any type of little secret stuff. So if they steal your whistle, they got it all.
The Texas Rangerette likes the whistle.
Okay.
She does.
If you like it, then it's got to be good. So
yeah,
we better get
cool.
some pictures. Give us a call. Tell us if you're noticing us on the live stream. Tell us what we're wearing, how we look. Rate us from 1 to 10. Be nice, be generous, be courteous. Now, I've got an offer. It's Christmas in November. And what it is, if you haven't figured it out by now. I am a firearms instructor. I teach license to carry. I've owned a gun shop for 20 plus years, indoor range. I teach a lot of people. I've taught thousands of people. I do personal security, taught in schools and churches and all sorts of good stuff. Okay, so I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeves here, and I've just loved to give out the information to whoever's willing to listen and learn. So with that, the 4 Sundays in November, this upcoming November, I'm offering them to 5 students ages 16 to 21. Nothing less, nothing more, and no more than 5 students. You have today and tomorrow to sign up. If I don't get a full complement, I'm not going to do it. And it's $50 for the month per person. That's it for the month. And you'll get some fantastic training, 2 to 3 hour sessions. It's basically going to teach safe handling, operation, understanding of the mechanics, mindset, actual application when it comes to firing at targets, multiple targets, targets on the move, you moving while shooting, the whole works. Good stuff. You can't get this at too many places without spending an arm and a leg to do it. But because of the generous guy I am, I'm giving this Christmas gift in November. Now, there's one catch. Each person is $50. However, it comes with a $200 deposit as well. And the reason I do that is I don't play games. When we teach, we learn. Okay? When I'm teaching, you're going to learn. And I don't want to have excuses, oh, my dog ate it, or I can't show up, I got a hangnail, whatever. I'm sorry. It's 4 Sundays. Prep your Sundays in the month of November. And if you can't make it, besides death, and I need a New York Times obituary column to show that you're dead or something, you're going to lose your deposit. You succeed all 4 weeks just by showing up, you get your deposit back. It's that simple. So if you're a serious person who wants to learn serious techniques on how to shoot your firearm, give me a call here at the studio, or you can give me an email at aaronsgunshop@gmail.com. It's aaronsgunshop@gmail.com. Send me an email that you're interested. Give me your contact information. We'll talk, and we'll hook you up, okay? Let me tell you what else is coming up on the show here. We've got, of course, our devotional quotes and announcements. We're doing our Halloween costume. Just told you about the content or the gift in November from Aaron's. We got Jim Crothers coming in for another leadership segment. Bill Whitmire is going to be calling in the 9 o'clock hour. We're going to go over and update all the political BS that's going on in the world. We'll be doing true stories of self-defense. Now, here's an interesting one. Kmart unveils same-sex family dolls. It's no wonder they're going out of business. I've got a couple articles on this. I'm going to read it. It's ridiculous. Kanye West goes Alex Jones. If you don't know who Alex Jones is by now, you've been living under a rock. Alex Jones is an independent news outlet, I guess you could call it. Some people call him a
I've been living under a rock because I didn't actually know who he was. I had to look him up yesterday.
People will call him a conspiracy theorist, but it's interesting how most of his conspiracy theories are pretty much accurate. I would say he's about a 95% accuracy rate. People don't like him because they can't stand his aggressiveness, his coarseness, kind of like Trump. Okay, but when he puts something out there and you go look it up and search it and check the source, it's amazing. It's pretty accurate. Epstein, suicide? Don't think so. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I got the article up now, which raises the question of Ed Buck. A couple of weeks ago, I mentioned Ed Buck, one of the top donors for Democrats there, who's got lots of information on people, and he's in jail. We're just wondering how long it's going to be before he gets suicidal. I got Pink Floyd's Roger Waters believes in Big Brother, 1984, and Brave New World. You all know Roger Waters, great music. How about this one? Barack Obama says being woke is not the same as being an activist. And for some weird reason, disgusting reason, I have to agree with him on this one. But we'll talk about that too. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue on. I got a few more things here, and we'll get the show rolling. Give us a call, 866-89-LOGIC, 866-895-6442. Stream us live at logicnation.us. Check out our costumes. Send us pics of your costumes. Winner gets a package, and so much more. We'll be back. See you on the other side.
divorce attorney, Ed Laughlin.
Is your marriage on the rocks? Have you been wanting to get a divorce but just haven't found an attorney that you can afford? Well, your search for an affordable attorney is finally over. I'm attorney Ed Laughlin, and I've been helping Texans get fast, inexpensive, hassle-free divorces for 25 years. I offer reasonable fees and always allow my clients to pay out their fees in payments that they can afford. Call me today at 773-8399 or toll-free 1-800-492-2589 to schedule a free confidential appointment to get started. The first visit is always free.
What are you waiting for? Call Ed Laughlin today at 1-800-492-2589 or visit Ed's website at edlaughlin.com. That's 1-800-492-2589 or online at edlaughlin.com. That's 1-800-492-2589. Let Ed help you with all your legal needs. You'll feel a whole lot better. See Ed's ad in Names and Numbers.
Aaron's Gun Shop and High Cap Adventures. If you've decided to carry a handgun for self-defense, you better know what you're doing. If you don't, you better learn fast. Not only fast, but thoroughly. Aaron's Gun Shop and High Cap Adventures fills the void between a Johnny wannabe and a person who has been properly trained in the proper handling and use of a firearm. Call me, Matt Betros, at 254-697-4721 or email me at aaronsgunshop@gmail.com and set up a class or seminar to get you started on the road to proficiency with a firearm for self-defense. Go to our website, aaronsgunshop.com, and review the High Cap Adventures page. We have seminars to cover most forms of firearms training. Call 254-697-4721 or email me at aaronsgunshop@gmail.com to get more information on how to get started with your training. The time for games is over. Reality starts now. aaronsgunshop.com.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation, October 31st, Halloween. We're having a little fun here in the studio. We're all dressed up. If you want to check us out, stream us live at logicnation.us. Give us a call at 866-89-LOGIC, 866-895-6442. Social media at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. And while you're there at Logic Nation Radio, we've got Jim Crothers coming in the 9 o'clock hour. We're going to be doing another leadership segment. And on the Facebook page there, you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see the worksheet. You can print it out and follow along when Jim's in here. We've been doing this now it's been 4 weeks, but he was out 1 week. So we've done 3 sessions so far. It's really good. I mean, if you pay attention to it and you incorporate it into your lifestyle, it really benefits you.
Yeah, I always take notes because they're always I always like to, soak in that kind of information and use it later on.
And he'll explain to us exactly who he is and what he does and why he does it and where he does it and how you can get involved with it if you want to. It's really a good thing. So check it out in the 9 o'clock hour. Also, YouTube at youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. Subscribe to the channel. Help us out there and get the numbers up. Let me tell you a couple more things here that I want to go over today. Of course, the opinion piece. I didn't get to it yesterday. It's called It Can't Get No Worse. But I thought this was interesting. Take the guns and they'll find something else. There's a machete brawl between dozens of migrants in Barcelona on the subway. If you check out the video, you're going to see a whole bunch of people hacking each other away with machetes. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, if you're on the fence about gun control, it doesn't matter. It's not the item. It's the person behind the item. I really need you people who are on the fence or opposed to it due to a lack of information, which is ignorance, which is not a bad word. If you look it up in the book, it just clearly states that you're not informed. It's not the firearm that causes the damage. It's the person behind it who pulls the trigger. It's the person who holds the machete. It's the person who drives the truck. It's the person who swings the hammer. It's not the items. They don't do anything, okay? If you want to call up and debate about it, love to hear you. I'll respect your views in the sense of I'll be polite and courteous as long as you do the same. Now, the other thing, for all you gun-loving people out there, check this out. I don't know if you saw it. I saw it, and I go, oh, my gosh. You could have figured it, but when it's put into ink and all of a sudden you see it as a fact, it just makes your hair on the back of your neck stand up. It's Facebook and Google are indexing your firearm serial numbers. And I'll tell you what, I'm just going to start with that. I got an article. I just saw it on my phone. I'm going to read it right off my phone here if I can find it. It totally makes sense. I get it in the sense that they have this capability. But it reads, Google and Facebook have now made it possible to find photos of firearms by simply typing a serial number into the search box. This is from the author who's writing this. He says, earlier today, the automotive website Jalopnik published a story showing how license plate numbers are evidently scanned using optical character recognition, OCRs, on Google Images, allowing them to be searchable using text queries. Using the OCR hypothesis, this article here wondered if this image data mining technique might be able to be used to search for firearm serial numbers. Using images posted previously, with serial numbers displayed on firearms, we tested the serial number search technique. As you can see from the results below, firearm serial numbers are in fact part of the apparent large-scale data mining operation by companies like Google and Facebook. It appears Google, with the help of Facebook, is archiving this information and making it easier to get a hold of. In order to further test this theory, they tried a different serial number, this time from a silencer review. Placing the search term in quotes, Google is forced to search for only that specific character string. And here are the results. It shows a whole bunch of pictures of the particular the silencer. Facebook and Google are reading and cataloging your firearm serial numbers. If you're an avid follower of this article here, you might have read our article about how we're not concerned about posting firearm serial numbers. You'll see people just posting their guns online, no big deal. Or some people like, I don't like to show my serial numbers. It's nobody's business because of this here, right here, what we're talking about. So it's clear that the firearm community is not being signaled out by this data mining operation. And no, you as an individual cannot readily look upon someone's personal information with only firearm serial numbers. Regardless of this, Instagram is owned by Facebook and YouTube is owned by Google. As both of these companies are privately owned but heavily relied upon, the knowledge of this publicly available data mine is unsettling. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You got people who want to register your firearms, and here we're almost doing it ourselves. You got backdoor registration with 4473s. When you go buy a gun from any dealer, you're going to fill out a 4473. The FFL is required to keep it on file for 20 years. So I've had gun searches come to me from ATF. They say, hey, I need you to look this gun up. It was shipped from a particular location. You had it last that we know of. Who's the person who had it? And I got to give them all the information on this individual. It's backdoor registration. Now you've got this here where they're taking pictures of guns, and the way Google and Facebook does it, they're able to categorize or file particular guns with serial numbers and link it to the user of the face page or Google search or whatever. And so they got another form of logging your weapons. It's another backdoor process of logging your firearms. And why is that dangerous? Because we all know once you register firearms, the next step is confiscation of firearms. History proves that. So just another reason to flip the gun over. Don't let the serial number be shown. Black out the serial number if you can. Cover the serial number if you can. It's just for your personal protection. Why? Because why not? It's just a good idea not to do that. All right. Talked about that. And the other thing was the machete, guys, right? Let me do the devotional before the end of this break here. It's always good to get the good Lord involved in what we're doing. Put him on our side. I send out devotionals every day, Monday through Friday. to a long list of people, and I've been doing it for years. And I've been blessed to be able to do it here on the radio show as well. And it motivates me. It pumps me up. I'm so glad I can be a vessel for the Lord to share the word. So if you're squirmish about this and you don't like it, that's fine. Turn down your volume. I'll be done in about 60 to 90 seconds. It starts off like this. Good morning. We have more stuff than we know what to do with. That stuff comes usually packaged in a bunch of other stuff that ends up being trash. And before you know it, the item we bought ends up being trash due to its mass production. The quality just isn't there. Now, getting quality products that last takes effort to find and cost more money in most cases. Well, the same could be said about us. What's our product? How well is it made? And is it packed with a lot of garbage? Our product is Christ within us. How well made and nurtured is it in us? Does it have a lot of emotional garbage that needs to be thrown away? Have we invested time in ourselves with the Lord to make a better product for others to be able to use? This comes from 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 through 19. It reads, "Instruct those who are rich in this present world not to be conceited or to fix their hope on the uncertainty of riches, but on God, who richly supplies us with all things to enjoy. Instruct them to do good, to be rich in good works, to be generous and ready to share, storing up for themselves the treasure of a good foundation for the future, so that they may take hold of which is life indeed." And I close by saying, Christ is like a special tool in our toolbox, which is well made. It is used on everything and never wears out. So with that, have a blessed day. Share it with who you can. Plant the seed. Let the good Lord do the watering. Don't cram it down anybody's throat. And for those of you who aren't into this, you can turn your volumes up again. Okay, we're back. Now, let's do our quotes. Our quotes, we always play this little game here every day. Susan, let's see if you can get this, you little rocket of rock and roll. If you can tell me...
Is that a hint?
That's a hint. If you can tell me who wrote this or what it is, and give me a call at 866-89-LOGIC, we'll give you a couple of $5 off candy cards from Candy and More since it's Halloween. Here we go. We all came out to Montreux on the Lake Geneva shoreline to make records with a mobile. We didn't have much time. Frank Zappa and the Mothers were at the best place around, but some stupid with a flare gun burned the place to the ground. So if you know what that is, give me a call, 866-89-LOGIC, 866-895-6442. Tell us who it is, and you'll get yourself a nice $5 card off of Candy and More in the Temple Mall, just in time for Halloween. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll see you on the other side.
Quick Wrench Automotive, your one-stop auto shop, family owned and operated at 1402 North 3rd Street in Temple. Why go to another dealer? Quick Wrench Automotive, a full-service preventive maintenance and automotive repair center, offers a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on most repairs nationwide, which also includes complimentary roadside assistance. Quick Wrench also offers the best price for oil changes around at $17.95 plus tax, which includes 5 quarts of oil, new oil filter, washer fluid, and complimentary 23-point inspection. Other great deals are available on our Facebook page as well as our website, quickwrenchautomotive.com. Give us a call Monday through Friday at 254-935-2145 to speak with an ASE certified technician. Quick Wrench Automotive, your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs.
Yeah, it's me, your heart. Listen to me. We've got to talk. High blood pressure is serious, and yours? Whoa. What happened to us? We used to be so much more active. But lately you've been ignoring me. I know you think I'm just gonna keep ticking away forever, but you're wrong. You can do so much more to control your high blood pressure. Doing the minimum isn't doing enough. I'm under a lot of pressure and can quit whenever I want. Bet you didn't know that. But I like my job. Just treat me better. Check on me. Give me something green to nibble on every once in a while. And maybe we can do some exercise on occasion. Let's get to it. After all, we're in this together.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the Grads of Life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
I was visiting my 75-year-old aunt the other day when her phone rang.
Hello? It's you again.
She seemed nervous.
Well, I don't think I need any more life insurance.
The caller was doing a great job keeping my aunt on the line.
Okay, so you need my credit card number?
My aunt went to get her purse, so I decided that I would ask a few questions. Well, as soon as I introduced myself, the caller hung up.
Gruff the Crime Dog here. Recognizing the signs of fraud can be difficult for older people. Often they're very trusting and consider it impolite to hang up. The National Crime Prevention Council wants to educate seniors so that these scams can be reported to local law enforcement agencies.
Financial fraud can include identity theft, fake check and wire transfer scams, investment and credit card fraud, and online charitable solicitations. Unfortunately, only 1 in 5 of these crimes are reported. To learn more, go to www.ncpc.org. That's ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the U.S. Department of Justice.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation. October 31st, 2019. It's Halloween, everybody. We're dressed up in here. If you want to stream us live at logicnation.us, check us out. Give us a call at 866-895-6442, 866-89-LOGIC. I guess my quotes were way too easy. The phones were ringing off the hook here. And I got one winner, John. John, stand by. I'll get to you in just a second here. But if you want to be part of the show, give us a call, 866-89-LOGIC. Stream us live at logicnation.us. Social media is at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. And once again, if you want to be part of the leadership seminar segment that we're going to be doing in the 9 o'clock hour with Jim Crothers, go to the Facebook and print out the worksheet for Jim there. You'll see it. And also like us and share it with as many people as you can. Now, I've got John on the line. And John, I've got a special treat for you, John, so stand by. And I think you're going to like this. Here we go. John, I think you're going to like that, and I think you're going to tell me who it is, right?
Yeah, that was like one of the first songs I learned to play the drums on in the garage.
That's funny, because that's the first song I learned to play guitar on.
We all must be the same age, that's what I think.
All right, John, who is it?
Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water.
That's right. You know that's a true song, right?
Yep.
A lot of people don't know that. And when they start jamming out to it, I go, do you know the meaning of that song? They go, no. And I explain it to them. They're out there and they're waiting to play. Some stupid idiot fires a flare gun, burns the place to the ground. The fire's in the sky and the smoke's coming down the hill on top of the water. And it's just a story of what happened.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, man. I appreciate you listening. And what do you think about the Google and Facebook logging in our serial numbers on our firearms?
I think that's a bunch of Adam Schiff there.
That's really cute. I like that.
I guess we got to flip our weapons over when we're taking pictures of it. Because look, if you're proud of your firearm and you want to share it with somebody, you send it, via text or an email or whatever source you want to do it. You put on Facebook, hey, check this out. Well, they're recording it, so we got to be careful what we're doing. They're going to know who has it, what it was, and all that. Now, John, you know where Ed's office is in Temple?
Yeah, I know where it's at.
All right, we're going to have your prize up at the front there, and you come on in and pick it up, okay?
Yeah, cool. Hey, I wanted to ask you, who's updating your Twitter feed? Are you guys even messing with that?
Yeah, Shane's doing that.
Every time I pop on there, it hasn't been updated in months.
Must be a glitch. I'll have to talk to Shane about that, yeah, because we're working on things. We're working on things, John. We're working on things,
Yeah, I've been trying to get the word out for you guys as much as possible, and in fact, if you get another chance, I'll take a screenshot if you stand up there with your gun again against your poster, and I'll put that out.
Susan, you come on over here and talk on the mic.
Right.
Are you on it right now, John?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go. Susan's gonna be on the mic here. Say something. Tell everybody what we're doing here.
It's Halloween, everybody, and Matt is the Modern Minuteman, and I am a Texas Rangerette. So
what we're doing now is John. Tell him John's what they're doing.
John is taking a photograph or taking a screenshot of Matt next to the Modern Minuteman poster, so that he can Facebook it or Twitter it.
Now the question, John, is what are you going to do with the pick? Are you going to throw darts at it or what?
You going to throw darts at it or what?
No, I got to hang that up in my welding shop.
Okay, sounds good. Tell me when I can stop posing.
Yeah, we got to get on.
Yeah, just a sec. There's a little bit of delay between the radio and the screen.
Yeah, that's right. There is a delay.
And Susan, why don't you start prepping about your dog story?
So I'm going to talk about the Belgian Malinois dog that ran down the tunnel after Baghdadi, and Trump is a brilliant marketer. He posted a tweet where he put the Belgian Malinois Conan on, and he's giving him a Medal of Honor. And I just think it's a brilliant marketing ploy for him to do that. It's just, everybody likes dogs, and these dogs are incredible.
Everybody loves dog, and he's doing a great job marketing, like Susan said here. Now, John, I'm sorry, I'm done posing.
Yeah, you're good. I got it.
All right, good deal. We had a call coming in. We missed it. If you want to call back, we'll pick it up in a second here. But a lot going on. Give us a call, 866-89-LOGIC. And Susan, continue on with the story there, because I want you to read some of the people's complaints about the dog.
Well, what happened was that Trump had a graphic designer, and I'm a graphic designer. He took the photo of the dog, the Belgian Malinois, Conan, and put it up there where Trump was giving somebody else a Medal of Honor, and he's giving the dog a Medal of Honor. And it actually has a paw down there as the medal. And
I'll tell you what, Susan, grab that call. I'll read some of these things that people were saying about it. The day before, the Daily Wire tweeted the image of the president saying, let me see here. Some people were saying that they thought it was terrible. They actually tried to hunt down the person of who the photo was taken of. It was a Medal of Honor winner that the picture was taken from. And they posted the dog's face on top of the other person, and then Trump's putting the Medal of Honor around the dog's neck. And they found the person who the photo was of, and he goes, I got no problems with it. I think it's kind of funny. So people are just getting out of touch. They're just not having any fun with this stuff. It says here, the Times went as far to seek out the 2017 Medal of Honor recipient James C. McClellan to ask if he was offended by the image. And to the chagrin, he actually thought it was funny. So there you go. You got to have a sense of humor. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got a phone call. We'll continue on with some true stories.
DWI and criminal defense attorney Ed Laughlin.
Just because you or a loved one has been pulled over or arrested for DWI does not mean you're guilty of DWI. I'm attorney Ed Laughlin, and to be arrested and charged with DWI, the officer has to only have probable cause that you're intoxicated. It's only the officer's opinion. However, to be convicted of DWI, your guilt must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt, which is a much stricter burden. If you have been arrested for DWI or any other offense and want an attorney who will rigorously defend you, call me at 1-800-492-2589 or log on to my website at edlaughlin.com. Over the past 25 years as an attorney, I've been both a prosecutor and now a defense attorney. You need an experienced attorney who will work hard to get you the justice that you deserve.
What are you waiting for? Call Ed now at 1-800-492-2589 to schedule a free confidential appointment or visit Ed's website at edlaughlin.com. First visit is always free. You're going to feel a whole lot better. See Ed's ad in names and numbers.
Here at the Logic Nation, we often encourage you to be logical. Now, I've got two more great words to live by. Get supplied. With Studio L as a center point, Smith Supply will provide you with everything to clean anything and deliver it on time within 150 miles. That means we can deliver cleaning supplies to any facility, any business, including hotels and motels, even industries and factories, anywhere in the Killeen, Temple, Fort Hood Metro, Waco, and Austin. No matter where you are, we can ship to your order. We also provide janitorial services and building maintenance in some areas. And our Temple showroom and our online catalog are open to the public. We're here to save you money and get your supplies to you on time, every time. So, get supplied. Since 1961, we're Smith Supply, 254-773-3592, and online at smithsupply.com.
The attorneys at Capolino, Dodd & Krebs, LLP never settle for anything less than you deserve. In America, drunk driving has become the most frequently committed crime, and it happens in Texas more than any other state. If you've been injured by a drunk driver, you are entitled by law to compensation. If you or a loved one has been injured, visit respectforyou.com. That's respectforyou.com. The attorneys of Capolino, Dodd & Krebs, LLP can help you. Call 800-460-0606.
If you're an advertiser, think about this.
Your prospects are bombarded with messages. Some, like TV commercials, can be fun. Some, like pop-ups and spam, are annoying.
And in a crowded media environment, it's important that you stand out.
That's why we seek out great sponsors with products and services that make your life better.
We feature your message in a radio show that's upfront, never background, and we talk about you on air.
It's all about branding and keeping your product top of mind.
So call or email us today.
Be part of the Logic Nation radio family.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation, October 31st, 2019. It's Halloween. I'm sure everybody's got a lot of things going on today, going to some parties, some costume parties. We got our costumes going on here in the studio. And Susan, we've got a contest going on. I think everybody needs to be reminded of that. Since I know if they haven't done it prior to this, today's the day that they're going to get dressed. They need to take a picture.
Yep. Take a picture of your costume. Send it to susansterlart@gmail.com or hashtag on Facebook, LN Halloween Contest.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll figure it out. We'll find out which ones are the best tomorrow.
That's right.
We'll announce it.
Sounds great. And don't forget, we also have Christmas in November with Aaron's Gun Shop is providing 4 Sundays in November, 2 to 3 hour sessions. It's going to be for handgun training for 5 students only, ages 16 to 21. I want to grab them when they're young. I want to instill upon them good habits. It's a massively reduced rate. It's only $50 per person for the training, but there is a $200 deposit upon showing up on all 4 sessions, and everything goes good to go. You get your $200 back. But the reason I do that is I have people say they're going to do something that I don't, and I don't have time for that. Okay, I'm spending my time. I'm expecting you to spend your time, and I've got so much information to give you, and I can't wait to do it, but we got to work together. Now, I got a call on the line. I got Bill on the line. He wants to make a comment about a 4473. 4473s are what dealers have to do when someone purchases a firearm in accordance to ATF rules. So, Bill, I got you on the line. Can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling. What's on your mind?
Well, you said something about 4473s that you'd shown them to ATF agents. They are supposed to have a subpoena to be able to see those because those are not open to the public.
Well, no, what I'm saying is you're required as a dealer to maintain your records for 20 years. ATF at any time can come in to check out your records. If they want to do a search, if they got a gun search that's necessary, I must comply to the gun search, and they don't need a subpoena for that. Now, if you want to do it publicly, that's a different story. But when it comes to internal workings and you being an FFL dealer, I am required to show it or to get that information to ATF.
But they're not allowed to look at an individual one unless they have a subpoena showing that it's been used in a crime or some kind of violation.
Well, where are you getting your information from?
That's what we've been told when we sell guns. The only people that are allowed to see them are the person that filled out the paperwork or a law officer if he has a reason for it and a subpoena to see it.
Well, what do you do when you get audited?
Well, when they get audited, they can look at them, but they can't take out any individual or take a copy of it.
Okay, well, that's fair. Yeah, because I didn't even say that. What I was just saying was when a trace comes in for a firearm, they'll give you'll look in your in-book and out-book to find the gun that they're speaking of, because let's say it comes from a wholesaler. They know where it originated from. They know where it went to, and they lost track of it, let's just say at my location. Well, they're going to do a trace on it and say, hey, this is what I need information, and then they ask all the information about the individual. I mean, I don't like it, but the point is I got to do it.
I'd have to talk to a lawyer or someone that knows a little more about the law than that, but what I've been told is they have to have a reason for it, and it has to be for a legal violation.
Well, if you find it out and there's something contrary to what I'm telling you, let me know. But that's when they give us a worksheet, basically they come in there, they talk to us, and they tell us this is what's required. You sign off on things, and you understand that when a trace comes, you're to comply within 24 hours. But, I don't like it. That's the way it is. If you got something that can show me wrong or different, let me know.
I'll see if I can find something.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. Thanks for listening.
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll talk to you later. All right, everybody. I've got Jim Crothers in here. Jim, how you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing great, Matt. Thank you.
I'm excited. Can't wait for the 9 o'clock hour to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, too.
So we'll have a good time.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be on the show, give us a call at 866-89-LOGIC, 866-895-6442. And you can stream us live at logicnation.us. Social media is at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. YouTube at youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. Now, I'll be having another video of me posted up, but until then, I've got a video of me talking about point shooting and our sights necessary on a firearm when it comes to point shooting. So check it out at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. Scroll down a little bit, and you'll see it there. Like it and share it with everybody, or go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio, and subscribe to the channel. We'll come back and we will continue on with some more good stuff. See you on the other side.
Excuse me. I know you have a 9 o'clock, so I'll keep this short. I'm the business suit in the back of your closet. You wore me nearly every day before your office went, quote, casual. I used to be the CEO of your closet. Now I'm just that one intern no one ever talks to. I always thought you'd circle back with me, get granular, keep me in the pipeline. But nada, nothing. Don't you remember the McKittrick presentation? You spilled coffee on me, and I still looked amazing during the breakout talkback Q&A. So, I think it's time for me to move on. I've got a great resume, and I absolutely crush it in interviews, okay? Let's make this a clean break. Shift the paradigm. The only thing I ask is that you think outside the box here and do this. Take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create new jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
So you're giving up? Just like that?
Giving up on what?
On getting an inheritance from a distant relative.
Don't you think if there were a billionaire in the family, we'd know about it by now?
Listen to me. We are one phone call away from riding horses on our own private polo grounds. One call from christening yachts, having a butler, using summer as a verb.
How do you figure?
Look, everyone's got a rich uncle somewhere. It's statistics. So the best thing you can do is just prepare for the inevitable.
Right, which is why I thought maybe it would be smart to take control of my finances. You know, start using a budget, get out of debt, set some retirement goals.
Budgets? Debt? You watch your mouth. Retirement shouldn't be a goal for us. It should be a way of life.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that mommy and daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation, October 31st, 2019. Matt, your host here. I've got Susan Sturl, pusher of paint, poet of photography, rocket of rock and roll. I got Jim Crothers here, a team leader of leadership, Maxwell Group, and he's going to be talking to us in the 9 o'clock hour. So go to go to Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. Scroll down a bit, and you'll see the worksheet there. Print it off and get ready to work with us when it comes to this leadership information. But right now, if you want to be on the show, give us a call, 866-895-6442, 866-89-LOGIC. But what I want to do in this last segment of this hour is go over a couple articles on the same subject that I think is really messed up, and hopefully you will too, and you will boycott it when it comes to this product. First one here. Kmart unveils same-sex family dolls targeting children as young as 3. Did you catch that? Let me read it again for you. It goes, Kmart unveils same-sex family dolls targeting children as young as 3. Australian media gushes over new inclusive doll playset. Kmart stores in Australia, no, it's not in America, but it's going to come around if it hasn't already. Kmart stores in Australia are selling a line of same-sex family dolls, complete with 2 children and a pet, oriented toward children as young as 3 years old. According to Aussie news site 10 Daily, the store has released family playset dolls for children aged 3 years and older, which include 2 fathers or 2 mothers, as well as a young child, a baby, a dog, and a picnic set. The dolls are supposedly inclusive for same-sex couples, which does not explain why children as young as 3 would be concerned with doll gender. The article goes on to quote various adult Facebook commenters who expressed approval of the dolls. Under the headline, Kmart fans applaud same-sex family doll sets. However, some Kmart fans quoted in the article did not applaud or seemed excited over the dolls, with some pointing out kids don't notice what gender the dolls are, and another one says, no thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, I wrote an opinion piece saying, leave the children alone. What is your freaking problem, man? You parents who mess with your children at this age are a disgrace. You're disgusting. That's your host opinion. You're disgusting. Let me read something here now. School district to request sexual orientation of kindergarten students. Children as young as 4 will be requested to provide information about their gender identity and sexual orientation to school district officials in Ottawa, Canada. Yeah, it's not U.S., but it's coming here if it ain't here already. A new survey aimed at understanding diversity will be administered to all students by the Ottawa Carleton District School Board. Starting November 26, all students will be asked for personal information, including details related to their race, religion, sexual orientation, and gender identity. For the first time, the voluntary surveys will be administered to younger students too. Data will be gathered from all students attending the schools, with parents completing surveys for students in junior kindergarten to grade 6. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you say something, it's going to continue on. And even if you say something to those people, to those disgusting people who molest children's brains by giving them garbage to feed on, and they fight you, resist and continue. Stand your ground. Who cares about political correctness? If you become a prisoner to political correctness, you've lost. Trust me, I could care less about political correctness, as you probably already noticed. I don't care about political correctness because it's a plague. It's a plague. It's killing us. Somebody should be able to say what they think, and if your feelings get hurt, what do? You don't hang around the individual if your feelings are getting hurt. You hang around with a different circle of friends, okay?
You boycott them.
You boycott them, that's right. That's why my circle's very small. It's very small. I am who I am. I will stay who I am. I will not change. And people who know me understand it, accept it. Those of them who don't, I don't hang around them, okay? But for a person, for an adult, for a parent, for a parent to push or suggest or say it's okay to question your gender identity at age 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way, I'd say up to 17, you're disgusting. You got your head up your 4th point of contact. You don't know what you're doing. You shouldn't have children in the first place. What's the matter with you people? And you know who I'm talking to. If you're a listener to this program and you think how I think, of course I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to anybody else who this information can ooze out to. You're disgusting messing with children like that. We're going to take a top of the hour break. When we come back, we're going to talk leadership. See you on the other side.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got more food in our country than we know what to do with. Food at the grocery store and food in the vending machines, fast food, health food, and seafood. We've got so much food that anything people don't buy, we just throw out. Yet 17 million kids in America struggle with hunger. That ain't right. Luckily, the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks has volunteers gathering excess food and getting it to hungry kids. They're kind of like food angels. Yeah, I made that up. It's kind of catchy. Hello, people. This isn't rocket science. We could solve hunger today. To start, become a food angel yourself by supporting Feeding America in your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. That's a website, duh. We can't do it without your help. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
I'm a veteran. My victory was admitting I had PTSD and getting help.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I no longer see it as a weakness, but as a sign of strength. I call it post-traumatic growth.
DAV provides a lifetime of support, helping veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I am a veteran. I lost both legs in Vietnam.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans so they can reach victories great and small.
My victory was getting my benefits and a good education.
I'm a veteran. When I got out, I felt like nowhere was safe. My victory was finding the help I needed.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
Thanks to DAV, now I feel like I'm human again.
Help support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cold time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation, October 31st. Boo. It's Halloween 2019. If you want to be on the show, give us a call, 866-895-6442, 866-89-LOGIC. Stream us live at logicnation.us. Social media at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. Don't forget, scroll down a little bit. I got Jim Crothers here. We're going to be doing a leadership segment. You can scroll down in the Facebook there, check out the worksheet that he's got printed out, follow along with us as we do it, and like it, share it with everybody you know. Also, YouTube at youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. Subscribe to the channel. We've also got Instagram at Logic Nation Radio and Twitter at Logic Nation USA. Excuse me. Again, the number, 866-89-LOGIC. Give us a call. And I would highly recommend, if you've got some type of leadership question or you've thought about how to handle people or anything of that nature, and Jim's a great guy to talk to about it. He's well-versed in the topic. He can give you some great reference material to go to, so on and so forth. And we'll get to him in just a second. Also, we've got the Halloween package deal for the costume. Susan, just give me a quick rundown, not a full-blown one, but a quick rundown.
What we have for a prize?
Just what they got to do, where they go.
So when you get your costume on, you take a photograph and you email the photograph to susanstrollart@gmail.com, or you can Facebook it, but hashtag LN Halloween Contest so that I can find the photograph, and then at the end of the day on Friday, we'll pick the best one. And you'll get a bag full of Logic Nation goodies.
That's right. A lot of stuff. We'll talk about it later. Also, don't forget about the Christmas in November with Aaron's Gun Shop. I'm giving 4 Sundays in November, 2 to 3 hour sessions for only $50 a person for the month for students ages 16 to 21. And give me a call or give me an email at aaronsgunshop@gmail.com for details. I'd be more than happy to square you away on that. Now, let me welcome to the program Jim Crothers. Jim, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Hey, Matt, it's good to be here, man.
And I'll tell you what, instead of me doing it, explain who you are.
Yes.
And why you're, what you do, and what we're going to do today.
Yeah. So, thank you, Matt, for letting me be on the program. I really have been enjoying these Thursdays. So I'm a consultant for the John Maxwell team. I have my own company called Crothers Consulting, where we work with small business owners. We work with large and medium-sized businesses in the area of team development, helping their team run at optimal speed, so to speak. We are also certified DISC, personality behavior analysis.
Whoa! What is that?
So DISC is a personality conversation that you have with people, and whether or not, what kind of how they respond, how they react, how they lead others, how they communicate with others, and it helps us understand where one another is coming from and how I can be a better leader. Yeah.
Is DISC an acronym?
No, it's not an acronym. Well, it is, D might be decisive, an I might be an influencer, an S would be more sensing, and a C would maybe be a little bit more cautious. All of us have a little bit of that within us, but all of us also major on one particular area. So for myself, I'm a high I. I'm an influencer. That's what I do. And so a D, which is my wife, Teresa, she's decisive, then you have people that maybe a little bit more sensing, so there's a whole process of taking assessment.
Are there people out there who are DISC complete?
I would say you're complete just the way you are. Is that one isn't better than the other. It's just how I respond. And so it's your unique.
Now, did you catch my question? There's a lot of people in prominence, in positions of leadership, that when you use the acronym DISC, it seems as though they've got it all down.
Well, again, we're a little bit of everything, right? We're never purely one particular area. We are a mixture of all those things. But when it really comes down to it, what is my dominant side? How do I really behave?
Okay.
And how do I really act? So my DISC profile is a shaded area of all four aspects. But I am fully, I fully in the I category. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Great question.
So now we got that worksheet
Yes.
on Facebook that people can pull up.
Exactly.
For those who haven't pulled it up or can't pull it up, why don't you explain what that is?
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about what's your GPA. We've all been concerned about that, especially if you have your kids, right? They're getting ready to go to college, they're getting ready to graduate. And always the question is, what is my GPA? When I was a kid growing up, it was either a 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, whatever the case, or in between. What is your GPA? But I'm not going to be talking about that kind of GPA. I'm going to be talking about what is your business GPA. We all have a business GPA. And so I'm going to use that as an acronym today, Matt, in talking about three areas that I think that we all need to be mindful of, especially here. I was having breakfast with my wife this morning. We were just talking about the rest of the year. And, believe it or not, we have 1/6 of the year left over.
That's crazy, isn't it?
But, oftentimes what happens to us is that we get down to the very, very end and we just kind of say, well, here's what I'm going to do next year. We start making plans for the following year, whereas we still got 1/6 of the year left. And oftentimes, we waste more time in November and December thinking about January when we should just bear down and make the last several months of this year really pop in our businesses.
It is extremely difficult because the mindset is,
yes,
we're going to hit October 31st. We got to have that party.
Right.
That week's dead. But, is really 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks enough time to get anything done? Because Thanksgiving's coming. And then when we burn up Thanksgiving and we're laying around because we can't move after eating too much bird, we're saying, oh, my God, I got to go out and do some more Christmas shopping. Because Christmas is right around the corner. I said, screw it, man. You got New Year's. Let's just party it up. Okay, well, then that's when the resolutions come into play.
Exactly. I think as a business owner, I want to crush it now, right? I want to do my very, very best now and look forward to the new year, but really, really be the very best version of myself even right now. So we're going to be talking about what your GPA is. And the first one, Matt, is what are my growth goals? And we've talked about this several times while I've been in the studio, and I've mentioned my perspective regarding goals and growth goals. Well, I want to encourage the listener just to ask themselves this question: what are my growth goals for the rest of the year? Now we can look into 2020, and I think that's a good idea. But right now, where I am for my business, for my life, for my family, whatever the case may be, what are my growth goals? And I think that they need to be smart, Matt. And so there in my outline, I have this acronym of what are SMART goals. And so let's just kind of talk about that. The S stands for that they need to be specific, significant, and stretching, right? And so they just need to include that area. They need to be specific. If I do not have a specific growth goal, guess what? I will hit nothing.
Nothing.
It's like you at the gun shop, right? You have targets where your clients, your patrons can, use the pistol, use the firearm, and there's a target out there. If there was no target, guess what? How could we teach them how to ready, set, aim, and fire, right?
Well, being an instructor, I could always teach. Okay, I'm never lacking when it comes to teaching, but the target definitely helps.
But the target helps.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll continue on when we get back from the short break. See you on the other side.
DWI and criminal defense attorney Ed Laughlin.
Just because you or a loved one has been pulled over or arrested for DWI does not mean you're guilty of DWI. I'm attorney Ed Laughlin, and to be arrested and charged with DWI, the officer has to only have probable cause that you're intoxicated. It's only the officer's opinion. However, to be convicted of DWI, your guilt must be proven beyond a reasonable doubt, which is a much stricter burden. If you have been arrested for DWI or any other offense and want an attorney who will rigorously defend you, call me at 1-800-492-2589 or log on to my website at edlaughlin.com. Over the past 25 years, as an attorney, I've been both a prosecutor and now a defense attorney. You need an experienced attorney who will work hard to get you the justice that you deserve.
What are you waiting for? Call Ed now at 1-800-492-2589 to schedule a free confidential appointment or visit Ed's website at edlaughlin.com. First visit is always free. You're going to feel a whole lot better. See Ed's ad in names and numbers.
Aaron's Gun Shop and High Cap Adventures. If you've decided to carry a handgun for self-defense, you better know what you're doing. If you don't, you better learn fast. Not only fast, but thoroughly. Aaron's Gun Shop and High Cap Adventures fills the void between a Johnny wannabe and a person who has been properly trained in the proper handling and use of a firearm. Call me, Matt Petros, at 254-697-4721 or email me at aaronsgunshop@gmail.com and set up a class or seminar to get you started on the road to proficiency with a firearm for self-defense. Go to our website, aaronsgunshop.com, and review the High Cap Adventures page. We have seminars to cover most forms of firearms training. Call 254-697-4721 or email me at aaronsgunshop@gmail.com to get more information on how to get started with your training. The time for games is over. Reality starts now. aaronsgunshop.com.
Hello, it's me, the designer jeans in your closet, the back of your closet. What am I doing here? Would you keep caviar in the back of your fridge with the ketchup and old milk? Yeah, I don't think so. So, what happened to us? I mean, have you seen my label? I used to summer in the Hamptons, and now I'm stuck behind a pair of sweats. Sure, I never really fit you quite right, and one of my pockets is so small you can't even squeeze your hand into it. But it's all about the look. And I look good. I need to get back out on the scene so I can be seen. You know, going to fancy parties, getting expensive iced coffees, Sunday fun days, okay? So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create new jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation, this October 31st, 2019 Halloween edition of the program. If you want to be on the show, give us a call at 866-89-LOGIC. Stream us live at logicnation.us. Go to the social media at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. Don't forget to scroll down a little bit and print out the worksheet that Jim Crothers has there. I've got Jim Crothers as my guest right now. We're going over a leadership segment. And you can also check us out at YouTube at youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. Again, the number 866-895-6442 if you want to be on the show, if you got a question. And speaking of which, I've got a caller. Raymond, I'll get to you in just a second, buddy. Jim, we were talking behind the mic about a lot of different things. And part of it is going to be what Raymond's saying. Susan, we were talking about a whole bunch of stuff too. And I'm just thinking about I'm going over in my mind our conversations, and what he's about to ask, what Raymond's about to ask, kind of falls into what we've been discussing. So let me get him on the line and see what he's got to say here. Raymond, stand by. I'm going to see what you got to say, buddy, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate you listening. And what's on your mind?
Yes, sir. Good morning to you. I didn't catch that guy's name on there, but this question is for you, sir. Since you take the GPA of a lot of people's mindset on how they handle their business, that's great. My question to you is this, okay? Why is it that we have certain people in this United States that are trying to ruin this country? What type of category would you put them in and what is their mindset for that type of style of living? Due to the fact that we have such a divided country, and these people I'm speaking about, of course, they have businesses. You know, they make a living doing their business and how they run their business. But to make it long story short, sir, why would you say that this is happening? You have yourself a very good day. Thank you.
Well, Raymond, if you want to stay on the line and you want to, but I don't think you are. But if you do stay on the line, Raymond, you can ask follow-up questions. So stand by. Jim, go ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, Raymond, great question. Leaders lead, right? No matter what side of the fence that they're on, whatever belief system they have, whatever their purpose is that they're intentional, right? Leaders lead when they can be. Leaders are intentional, right? And so they're focused. They're intentional. They have a goal. It may not be the goal that you or I agree with, but that's what leaders do. They lead and they get out in front of the pack, and they help influence other people's beliefs. And so, it can be the left or the right. It can be in the middle. It can be conservative, whatever the case may be. But leaders lead, and that's how they do it.
So, in a layman's term, because I'm a layman,
yes,
what you're basically saying is this. And Raymond, tell me if you think you follow with me on this one. We got all these different people in this country. Everybody's been raised a certain way. They come up with their own belief system. They do what they want to do. They become in positions of power because they are leaders, but they have a different mindset. And with that mindset, it may be contrary to how others think. And that's the way America is. That's the way the world is. But they seem to be in a position of power, and the money enables them to have the ability to be persuasive in their thought process. So what turns them into who they are is based on how they were grown up, I think. Don't you
and
think,
their
Raymond?
values. And their values.
Don't you think, Raymond? Okay, I think we lost Raymond. Anyway, so that's what I think it is. I think it's upbringing, it's your values, and whether they are with the way this country is or contrary to it. Because look at this. You all hear me on the radio. You know I'm a freaking patriot big time. You cut me, I bleed, red, white, and blue. The pillars of this country is the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Don't mess with it. Don't jack with it, because every time you chip away at it, it makes it weaker and weaker to the point where it's going to crumble and collapse. If you maintain the pillars of the country, if you maintain the goose, it can continue to lay golden eggs. But if you strangle the goose, it's going to kill it, and nobody's going to get an egg, and we're going to have challenges. So you gotta understand that people are contrary to that for selfish gain, sordid gain, and it's people like us who truly believe in how America should be. We need to fight them. But that was a long way around for a drink of water, Jim. Go ahead.
So we're talking about, what is your GPA? What is your growth goal? And, some examples of growth goals might be getting along with others, getting along with yourself. It could be stop procrastinating. It might be creating a new habit of waking up early. It might be becoming a little bit more proactive. So whatever your growth goal is, you need to write it down. Number one, it needs to be specific, all right? It needs to be significant, and it needs to be stretching. Second of all, it needs to be measurable, right? I need to know how to measure my success that I'm having with that particular growth goal. So if my growth goal is to wake up earlier, the question might be, how early? So if I've been waking up at 6 a.m. and I want to start a new growth goal, maybe I need to get up at 5:30 a.m., right? And so, there it can be specific, 5:30. It can be measurable. Did I get up or not? Number three, it needs to be agreed upon. So we're talking about SMART. Specific, measurable, meaningful, motivational. It needs to be agreed upon. So I need to agree with myself that this is a good goal that I can go ahead and move forward in it. It needs to be realistic. So if you've been sleeping in it until 6 a.m. in the morning, getting up at 3 a.m., unless you need to be there for your job, it may not be realistic, right? And so, or if I might say I need to do something totally contrary to my behavior right now, I need to make it realistic so I can meet my goal. It needs to be relevant, reasonable, rewarding, and maybe even results orientated.
Jim, what do you think is the major motivator for somebody to change their habit? Habits are terrible things, very hard to break. But what do you think? What's the main cause? What's the main purpose? What's the main drive for somebody to say, I've had enough, I'm going to change?
Well, I think sometimes, at least for me, Matt, when I've wanted to change some of my own personal habits, you just kind of get sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? And so I used to have a habit every morning. I would go have my coffee at the donut shop, and I got sick and tired of carrying around that extra weight. And so for me, it was a growth goal. I'm just not going to go there, right? So I changed my habit, even though I loved where I was hanging out at, and I loved the coffee. I loved the food. I had to change the habit. I got tired of the way I looked. I got tired of feeling lazy about 10 a.m. in the morning after digesting a couple of those donuts. And so for me, I got sick of it. I got sick of that. And I wanted to change. There was something inside of me. When I hired my leadership coach, there was something inside of me that I was tired of forgetting appointments. I was tired of not reaching my goals. I wanted something different. I wanted something more inside of me.
If somebody or anybody or all of us could write down, if we could just bring it down to the basic minimum energy level of just writing down your daily activities.
Yes.
Maybe even writing down what you consume.
Yes.
And tracking it just for a week, maybe.
Yes. Interesting that you say that, Matt. I have an interesting call. It's called the 15-Minute Miracle. And if listeners would like to have a copy of that, they can just email me and just put in the subject line 15-Minute Miracle or however, and I'll give you my email address here just in a few minutes. But what it is a trackable form, a PDF file you can have on your smartphone, you can have a piece of paper, and every 15 minutes begin to track what I was doing, right? So, we waste so much time during the day. We're all given the same amount of time, and we oftentimes make the excuse, I don't have enough time.
I can't tell you how many times I say to myself, Matt, you're squandering your time.
Exactly.
Let's get with it.
So we need to evaluate, right? That's the only way we can make those choices. We start with an end in mind. I want this. We move ourselves backward. And regarding time in the day, in order to achieve our goals, sometimes we do say, hey, like you mentioned, we squander so much time. The only way to understand that and see that is to take your own personal inventory and say, this is how much time I spent watching TV. This is how much time I spent looking on Facebook. This is how much time I spent wasting precious time, because that's the only thing you don't get back is your time.
We're going to take a break in a little bit, but I wanted to ask you, what can we say to what motivates somebody to do something? What if somebody, it's a paralysis of analysis, something about that problem.
Yes.
And then some people are paralyzed by lack of, they don't know what to do.
Or they're a perfectionist, right? And
I don't even know if it's perfectionist. It's just like somebody will stand there. I know there's many times I go, I don't know what I want to do. I'm motivated. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. But there's nothing there. I don't have a vision in my mind. Let's talk about that when we come back. We'll take a break. We'll see you on the other side.
Sounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get face-to-face with Vis-a-Vis Galleria in their warehouse located at 3 Mesquite Avenue in Rogers, Texas. Vis-a-Vis Galleria is a boutique with new apparel and fashion jewelry and features over 20 vendors who populate 5,000 square feet of farmhouse, shabby chic, antique, and vintage furniture and home decor. There's even a booth dedicated to Iron Orchard Designs. Patricia Posvar, owner of Vis-a-Vis Galleria, opens the Galleria Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5:30 and will gladly host a ladies' night out shopping spree at your request. Diana Beednell, an interior decorator and Galleria vendor, will offer complimentary design suggestions for your decorating challenges. Vis-a-Vis is a go-to destination stop. If you haven't been to Vis-a-Vis Galleria, go see what you've been missing. For more information, call Vis-a-Vis Galleria at 254-642-0005 or check them out on Facebook at Vis-a-Vis Galleria. Mention that you heard this ad and receive 15% off your boutique apparel purchase.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio prediabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Every driver has met that guy who resents you for driving the speed limit and respecting traffic signals. You know, the guy who's entitled to cut you off because he always has a more important place to be than you do. That guy who lets you know you're in the way of his mission. That guy who refuses to come to a complete stop at the stop sign because he always comes first. That guy who doesn't think that bumper-to-bumper traffic applies to him. That guy who does everything in his power to make the road a more dangerous place to drive. If you've never met that guy, think about it. Maybe it's because you are that guy.
Aggressive drivers. They aren't just rude, they can be deadly. Don't be that guy. Be safe, drive smart. Sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation.
Here's the way most people think of work zones on Texas highways.
I drive all over the state, and work zones are everywhere. They really slow me down.
They make me crazy. I have to drop my speed from 65 to 55 to 45. Can't they just finish already?
I depend on my cruise control, but every time I come into a work zone, I've got to turn it off and on and off and back on again. It's frustrating.
And those frustrations are understandable. But if people thought about it realistically, they might say things like this.
I'm slowing down and being extra careful because I don't want to cause a crash or get hurt or kill somebody.
Oh, sure, it's a pain right now, but when they're finished, we're going to have the best roads in the country.
Work zone ahead. Fines double. I'm slowing down.
Last year, more than 15,000 crashes occurred in Texas work zones, and more than 100 people lost their lives. So when you enter a work zone, slow down, pay extra attention, and stay away from that cell phone. Be safe. Drive smart. This message brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation, October 31st, 2019. And this is the scary, spooky show of the year. It's
It
Halloween
is scary
show.
today in here.
We got a lot going on. I got Jim Crothers here. We're doing a great segment on leadership. If you want to be part of the show, give us a call at 866-895-6442, 866-89-LOGIC. Stream us live at logicnation.us. Social media is at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. Like us and share us. And we've got a worksheet there for Jim. If you want to participate in it, just print it off and follow and listen along as we continue on. Instagram at Logic Nation Radio. Twitter at Logic Nation USA. And YouTube at youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. And Jim, we were talking about, we've got a wood stove. The wood is set, the kindling's there, but the match has never been lit. We've got a car. It's ready to go. The tires are aired up. Everything's good to go. No gas in the tank. Things of that nature. We got people who are out there. They're ready, but they're a blank piece of paper. They don't know. What do we do? How do we get around that?
Yeah, I think the simple answer to that is take action, right? John's written a great book called Failing Forward. And I think that most people, a lot of people are just plain old afraid of failing. Here's the truth. We're all going to fail at our goals. We're all going to make missteps. That's why I love the idea is that you begin to move in the direction of your dreams and your goals and then you make adjustments along the way.
What if somebody doesn't have dreams or goals? What if they don't know how to figure out a dream or a goal? Is there any tricks to that?
You know, I think getting together with a trusted, trained friend who can ask you key questions in order to move you forward. You know,
it's funny you said that, because
Yes.
I've been in many leadership seminars and all that kind of stuff. And one of the key things that has stuck with me, remember you always say there's somebody said one short little thing and
Yes.
it stuck with you for, they said, what are you always thinking about? What's always on your mind?
Right.
Okay. Besides that, okay. Besides that, what are you thinking about? And it would be, I'm always thinking about protecting people.
Right.
I'm always feel like I'm looking around. I'm a surveyor of danger.
Right.
And so I said, okay, that's what I do. I'm good at it. And so I geared my life towards that. So I would suggest for some people, what are you always thinking about? What excites you in the sense of
yes,
you're always thinking about it?
What's your passion?
What's your passion?
Yes, yes. So we've been talking about these growth goals, and we talked about the SMART. They're smart. They're always smart. They're specific. They're measurable. They're agreed upon. They're realistic, and they're time-based. And the P in your GPA is this question, is what is your growth plan? Just ask yourself, what is my growth plan? And I just have one thing to say about this. A growth plan not written down is just a good idea, right? A growth plan not written down is just some good idea. And I don't know how many good ideas are out there today, but there's literally millions of great ideas, but they've never been written down. And when those growth plans are not written down, it's hard for me to take massive action.
Let me match up with that.
Yes.
Hate to keep interrupting, but
You're good.
It just fits. If you don't take action, I can't tell you, I'm an inventor. I invent things all the time. Okay. I have put some of them to paper and application.
Yes.
But there are many items that I've come up with.
Mm-hmm.
It may not just be me coming up with it, maybe a bunch of people coming up with it, but the person who goes to action on that idea,
Right.
gets it to production, is the one who makes the money.
Exactly.
I can't tell you how many times I've come up with an idea, thought about it, and then maybe 6 months later, boom, there it is,
Mm-hmm.
and it's making a bunch of money. So you need to put those plans, those ideas to action. Otherwise, they don't happen.
And the key is a date. You need to put a date on it, right? And so if I just say, hey, one day, it's, guess what? One day never comes. I need to put action to it.
Mañana.
So I need to have growth goals that are always smart. I need to have a growth plan that's written down. And then number 2 or number 3, the A is I need to have a growth attitude, right? I just need to have an attitude when it comes to leading my life and leading my team and leading my organization. And here's what John says. John Maxwell says this, that your growth attitude will always affect your altitude. The higher you want to fly, the better the attitude, right? If there's no way I'm going to be able to soar with the eagles with a bad attitude.
And it's a smoother ride up there, too.
You better believe it. And you better believe it is. And so here it is. Your attitude makes a difference in the way you approach life, right? I want to live life with an attitude, not a bad attitude, not necessarily even a cocky attitude, maybe with a confident attitude, but it makes a difference in how I approach life. So, I've said it several other times on this show, is I had this attitude whenever I get up in the morning, is I'm going to improve 1%. I'm going to be a better version of myself today than I was yesterday. How much of a better version? It really doesn't matter. I have an attitude, and the attitude is I want to improve myself just about 1%. So if I can improve myself over 1% over yesterday, that's good. And another attitude that I have, Matt, is I say this to myself, I'm never down, I'm either up or getting up. Now, you might think that's just a trick on words. Well, the truth is I'm never down. I'm either up or getting up. Does that mean I get down? Of course. But the emphasis always has to be this. I'm never down. I'm either up or I'm getting up. I'm on the way to achieving my goal. I'm on the way to become a better version of myself. I'm on the way to improve my situation. I'm moving in that direction.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll come back, continue on, because I got a couple things I want to add to this, see what you think about it. We'll take a break. Give us a call, 866-89-LOGIC. Stream us live at logicnation.us. We'll be back on the other side of the break.
Here at the Logic Nation, we often encourage you to be logical. Now, I've got 2 more great words to live by. Get supplied. With Studio L as a center point, Smith Supply will provide you with everything to clean anything and deliver it on time within 150 miles. That means we can deliver cleaning supplies to any facility, any business, including hotels and motels, even industries and factories, anywhere in the Killeen, Temple, Fort Hood Metro, Waco, and Austin. No matter where you are, we can ship to your order. We also provide janitorial services and building maintenance in some areas, and our Temple showroom and our online catalog are open to the public. We're here to save you money and get your supplies to you on time, every time. So, get supplied. Since 1961, we're Smith Supply, 254-773-3592, and online at smithsupply.com.
Quick Wrench Automotive, your one-stop auto shop, family-owned and operated at 1402 North 3rd Street in Temple. Why go to another dealer? Quick Wrench Automotive, a full-service preventive maintenance and automotive repair center, offers a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on most repairs nationwide, which also includes complimentary roadside assistance. Quick Wrench also offers the best price for oil changes around at $17.95 plus tax, which includes 5 quarts of oil, new oil filter, washer fluid, and complimentary 23-point inspection. Other great deals are available on our Facebook page as well as our website, quickwrenchautomotive.com. Give us a call Monday through Friday at 254-935-2145 to speak with an ASE certified technician. Quick Wrench Automotive, your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs.
Need to sell your house? Most agents will put a sign in the ground, post it, and pray. My name is Ryan Smith of the Ryan Smith Home Selling Team and Keller Williams Realty. My business is based on getting top dollar for my clients. I believe in that so much that I will put my money where my mouth is. I will guarantee to sell your house in 90 days or less, or I'll sell it for free. I've developed an exclusive marketing system proven to get you up to 18% more money. If you want to know how I do it, I'll send you a copy of my marketing plan for free. 254-213-5335. Using my system, I recently sold a house for David and Janice in Temple's Bentwood subdivision for more than they even thought their house was worth. My system gets full price offers, multiple offers, and bidding wars. That means you make the most money. Don't take chances with your equity. No obligation. There's no commitments. You're not happy? I'll let you out of the program. There's literally no reason not to call us. 254-213-5335. That's 254-213-5335. We are the Ryan Smith Home Selling Team. Call us today and start packing tomorrow.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation, October 31st, 2019. Matt, your host here. I've got Susan Sturl and Jim Crothers, leadership trainer, Maxwell Group. Great guy. He's got a lot of great information. And we're talking about a few different things behind the mic here to follow up with what he was talking on the mic, on the air. And Jim, I had asked a few questions. We were talking about leadership. I'll tell you what, real quick recap as to what we're doing here, and then
we're talking about what is your GPA? What are your growth goals? What is your growth plan? And what is your growth attitude? And we're just using that as an acronym. SMART goals: specific, measurable, agreed upon, realistic, and time-based. A growth attitude is that your attitude makes a difference in the way you approach life. Your attitude makes a difference in the way you approach relationships. And your attitude makes all the difference in the world on how you face challenges. And we all have challenges, don't we?
We all have challenges. Look, yes. I've been around the block many a times. I'm just your average Joe, okay? So I can relate to so many people because I'm just an average Joe.
Yes.
And because of that, I had a few questions to ask based on personal experience. You got to be careful who you associate with.
Exactly.
Major challenge if you're with negative people.
You got it.
Seriously, you'll listen to people and everything that comes out of their mouth is somehow negative and it starts to beat you down. It's like, yes. I can't deal with this, man. And even when you try to speak positive, they won't listen. They're blocking the positiveness or the help that you're trying to offer because they want to stay in a condition of negativity or a condition of not sorrow, but they're looking for people to help them and feed their misery.
Yes.
You can do that to a certain point.
Right.
I mean, that's called compassion.
Yes.
Then it gets to
Empathy.
the point where you pick them up by the collar, slap them a couple times, say, snap out of it, man.
Right.
Get with the program. The other thing I wanted to make a comment, we'll talk about all these in a second here, but was negative verbiage, like I partially just said there. If you say it negatively, it's going to come out negative. You become who you speak.
Exactly. Garbage in, garbage out, right?
That's right.
Input in, input out.
And we are all, well, I'll say most of us are guilty of that. Okay.
Yes.
We can all at some point in time say, oh, I'm no good at this or I'm no good at that. Okay, get in your misery. Go ahead and do it. Everybody does it. That's fine, but we got to get out of it. And then to some people who are super positive, trying to talk with somebody who's in a bad way.
Yeah.
And they just keep talking, oh, come on, it's always positive. It's good. It's a good day. It's all good. It's all good.
Right.
You want to shoot that person, figuratively. It's like, you're not listening to me. If you saw the movie The Joker,
right,
there's a scene in there when he's talking to his counselor and she says something. He goes, you're not listening to me, are you? You don't hear a word I say.
Right.
You're here, you ask me the same questions, all this kind of stuff. I've got a problem. It's obvious I can't handle my problem, and I've opened up my doors to you to ask for your wisdom because I've trusted you for some reason, and I'm asking you because I see you as a person who can maybe give me some wisdom or advice, but here you are on this high plateau of promoting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about all this stuff because I know there's a lot of people out there in the same condition.
Yeah, let's talk about that last point that you made. And Matt, will you restate that again? Is that it's you said what? You said
on the last one I was saying,
yeah.
There's somebody who's having a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
And they've called out a signal to somebody who is not having a hard time or appears not to be having a hard time. They're in this high status of positiveness.
Yes.
And the person who's in a high level of positiveness is just throwing all these catchphrases to the person. Oh, come on. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. It's all good. Everything's good. They're not listening to what the person actually said.
Yes.
The person has a challenge.
Right.
The person opened up.
Right.
And the person who you're hoping is going to help them didn't take the time to get down to their level, listen,
right,
and give them some advice.
Exactly. You know, as a consultant, my job is to ask questions, not necessarily to give great advice. You know, I can teach a workshop, I can lead a small group or whatever the case may be, but the friends that we need are great friends that ask great questions, right? The better the question, the better the answer.
Mm-hmm.
The goal isn't try to convince someone to be like me. My goal as a consultant is to meet the need of the individual at the place that they're at by asking a great question, because really what I believe is that the answer already lies within the individual. They just don't know it yet.
That is excellent. I was going to say my best friend is that person in the mirror.
Mm.
Because of what you just said there.
Mm-hmm.
I look in the mirror and I go, I know you. Yeah. I know what your problem is. You just need to tell me, say it verbally, so get it out so you can hear it. And then when you hear it, you go, no, that ain't it yet. There's still a couple sub-levels to go. You need to keep talking to yourself, and it starts to come out. So it's the greater question.
There's gold in all of us, right? And my job as a consultant is to help to remove the dirt and the dust so that the gold can shine through.
Sounds great. Okay, we'll take another break. We'll come back, finish up the hour with Jim Crothers. Fantastic. See you on the other side.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I heard on the news about that 5-year-old who found his uncle's gun. The kid didn't know it was loaded.
I heard on the news about that 14-year-old girl who was bullied online for like a year. She couldn't take it anymore, so she got her dad's gun from his nightstand.
I heard on the news about that guy who broke into someone's house, stole a gun from the hall closet. He accidentally shot his cousin in the head.
She killed herself.
And later, killed the owner of the store he was trying to rob.
If you own a gun, you have a full-time responsibility. When you aren't using it, be sure it can't get into the hands of curious children, at-risk teens, a thief, or anyone else who might misuse it. Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you to store your firearms safely. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org. This message brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council, the Bureau of Justice Assistance, and the Ad Council.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, please, have a seat. So here's the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the Grads of Life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation, October 31st, 2019. Boo! Did I scare you? It's Halloween version of Logic Nation today. Don't forget to send in your pictures. Susan, what's the email address?
SusanSterlArt@gmail.com.
All right, there you go. If you got some pics of you in your costume, we'll talk about it more next hour, but send your pics in. We got a nice goodie bag for the winner. And if we get some picks in, we will decide who it's going to be tomorrow. Also, I got Bill Whitmire coming in at the 10 o'clock hour. We'll be recapping the world events when it comes to politics and all that. But right now I have Jim Crothers, leadership expert with the Maxwell Group. And Jim, we're going all over the place here. There's so many different things to talk about.
Sure.
I made the last comment I made was each word we say could be a session in its own.
Yes.
So let's, I guess, recap what we're doing.
Yeah,
Any
we've been
final
talking
thoughts
about
or questions.
Yeah,
give
Matt.
us a call.
Yeah, Matt. Thank you. We've been talking about what is your GPA, and not the GPA of when you were in school. We're not talking about that one, but we're talking about what are your growth goals, right? What is your growth plan? And we said that a growth plan not written down, it's just a good idea. So what is your growth plan, and what is your growth attitude? And I was sharing the fact that I live with an attitude. Every morning I get up with an attitude. Not a bad attitude. Well, there's been occasions, a couple mornings with a bad attitude. But so what is my growth attitude? It affects my altitude. The higher I want to fly, the better the attitude. Talked about your attitude makes a difference in your life, makes a difference in every relationship, and makes a difference in my life challenges. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of people out there with different ways to handle problems. There's some that are extreme. There's some that, oh, it's no big deal. It's water off a duck's back, the whole works, and everything in between. So you just got to find the people who you can associate with, who can work it out with you. Check out the mirror, though. Ask yourself, listen, let's be honest with each other here. It's just you and me. Just you and me talking right now. Okay? Nobody's listening. Okay? You need to go in the bathroom, lock the door, and look in the mirror and start asking yourself some questions. You know what your challenges are. You know what they are. And your mirror is going to try to hide it. Yourself, the reflection, you, the human being, is going to try and trick the person in the mirror and say, no. And you're going to look at your eyes in the mirror and you're going to say, no, I know I'm lying to myself. And there's a subset question that you need to ask of what your problem is. And then it might even take 2 or 3 subset questions to ask to find out what your true problem is. And you know what's cool? When you do that and you get down to the base of it all, the root of it all, you go, that's it. That's it. When you can truly say to yourself in the mirror, that's my freaking problem right there. You can take away all the frosting and the sugar coatings and all that kind of stuff and address the challenge that you've got there. Now, what Jim's doing here is
I have a question about that.
Go ahead.
So let's say you get to that point and you say, that's my problem. And because I'm very hard on myself, and I'll say, this is my problems. These are the things I want to accomplish and, get over this problem. But I have a sense of overwhelm and I don't know where to start, or I have too many things to do, or I have too many responsibilities that don't affect, my problem. So I have to deal with this problem out here, but also all these responsibilities over here, that might get in the way of, so how do you go about starting from that point?
I'll tell you from personal experience, all of what you just said covers up the true answer to the problem. When you go in the mirror and you finally break down and take away all those things you just said and you see the problem, it becomes very clear. And it almost makes it so simplistic. You go, oh, because once you know the truth, then you know exactly where to go.
You do? You think that?
I've done it many times.
Then the steps become clear as to where to go.
Sure. Let's say you're trying to do something in general and you don't truly know what it is. You've got to base it on what you think you know, but it could lead you in a wrong direction. But if you know that's the problem, this is what it takes to fix it, this is who I need to associate to get it done, this is what I need to do to get it done, it makes it a hell of a lot simpler, other than you're just not willing to do it, I guess.
A couple things, Susan. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you always got. So you need to change some things up. And then, once you look at the man or the woman in the mirror and you begin to ask those hard questions, and then you might need someone to be a guide for you to help lead you down that path.
Or keep you on the track.
Keep you on the track. Well, and then lead you down the path and then keep you on the track by holding you accountable, not to that individual's goals, but to your own goals. That's the key. That's the beauty of accountability. When I'm accountable to someone, not for what they say I must be accountable for. I teach business owners and business teams that the best kind of accountability is peer-to-peer, so be accountable.
Jim, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, they can get a hold of me via my email. That's Jim Crothers at johnmaxwellgroup.com, or on my cell phone, 254-493-0460. And if you want the 15-minute miracle, just send me an email, put the subject line there, and I'll make sure I send it over to you.
Jim, you're a blessing to the show. Appreciate you coming in. We're going to take a top of the hour break. When we come back, we'll have Bill Whitmire. We're talking updates on politics, everything that's going on, impeachment, the whole works. So see you on the other side. And get that extra cup of coffee. See you on the other side.
Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Look, no one likes an awkward silence, but it can do a lot of good. So seize the awkward.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Reach out to a friend who might be struggling with their mental health. It doesn't matter how you ask. For more information, visit seizetheawkward.org.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation, October 31st, 2019. Matt, your host here. Just got done with Jim Crothers doing leadership segment there. It was fantastic. And if you want to be on the show here, give us a call at 866-895-6442, 866-89-LOGIC. Stream us live at logicnation.us. Social media at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio, Instagram at Logic Nation Radio, Twitter at Logic Nation USA, and YouTube at youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. I got Bill Whitmire on the line, Republican chair of Monmouth County. I'm going to get to you in just a second, Bill. Let me do a couple announcements real quick. Christmas in November. I'm offering up 4 Sundays in November, 2 to 3 hours per session for handgun training for 5 students, ages 16 to 21 only. And I'm doing that because I want to get you before you get some bad habits. And I just feel led to do it to some young bucks or gals who want to get some good training there. It's $50 for the entire month for those 4 sessions with a $200 deposit. I'll explain it. If you want to give us a call, 866-89-LOGIC, or you can email me at aaronsgunshop@gmail.com, and I can give you the details there. I'm only going to promote it today and tomorrow. If I don't get enough people, I won't do it. So you need to spread the word, share it to whoever you know, take advantage of the deal. Otherwise, it's going to be gone. I'm not going to hold on to it. And also, we have the costume contest, and you can send your photos of your Halloween costumes to
SusanSterlArt@gmail.com, or you can Facebook them. Put a hashtag LN Halloween Contest, or LN is Logic Nation, of course. And we'll pick the best costume at the end of Friday's show and give you a bag of goodies.
Sounds good to me. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll let you know. I got Bill Whitmire on the line. Bill, I'm going to get you squared away here, and we'll want to go over it. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's the same stuff, but there's always updates on it. We never know what's happening. So, Bill, tell us, what's going on, man?
Well, I think most of Texas is in a depression after last night's Game 7 loss by the Astros.
I totally agree.
You know, I mean, I could go on and on about that, but I mean, right now, if you can tune on just about any place and see the debate in the House right now about the impeachment vote. They are debating it right now on the House floor, so that's like a C-SPAN and that kind of stuff. But you know, Nancy Pelosi brought that forward yesterday, so they're debating that. Supposed to vote on it today.
Well, give us some more clarity on it. I mean, just go over. You got to recap because there's so many people who just hear this and that, and we just don't know what's going on in its entirety, and we got to constantly repeat it. So let's go over all this.
Okay, well, several months back they started this impeachment inquiry. They really kind of started it as soon as the Democrats took over the House, and started with Russian collusion and all that stuff, and they've moved on into some phone calls made to the Ukrainian president back in July of this year, and now a few of them have even started to look at some of the things he's done with in regards to Turkish President Erdogan and us getting out of Syria. And so anyway, these inquiries have been pretty quiet. They have had it behind closed doors, haven't had much publicity to them at all. Basically trying to find that silver bullet, that smoking gun that they can point to and say, this is it. And they haven't found it. And after last week, after the Republicans kind of charged into some of those hearings. They say charged in, they really just walked in. But once they kind of made it public that this was going on behind closed doors, the Democrats finally felt the pressure this week to put something forward, and they are debating it right now. And this impeachment inquiry resolution would essentially set the actual groundwork, the ground rules for how an actual impeachment inquiry should be done. Luann called it, well, what's been going on so far? Luann's called it the inquiry before the inquiry, and that's truthfully what it actually is. So this resolution would actually set the procedures, set the guidelines, lay down the basic rules for this impeachment process that the House wants to take us down.
Bill, there's nothing there. Why do they continue to do this?
Well, it's all political gamesmanship. I mean, there's enough of it there to please the Democrat base. There's enough of it there to get Democrat activists.
Well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something right off the top of the bat here. When you say there's enough of it there, what is the enough? If the phone call was perfect,
you've read the papers. Listen,
I don't trust the papers.
Here's the thing you have to remember. Facts don't matter, Matt. In politics, facts don't matter a bit. Perspective. Perspective is reality. And the perspective that a lot of people on the left and a lot of people in the media have is that there's something there. So as long as they can sell it, this is a fundraising coup for the left from their base. They are raising money from their base in leaps and bounds, and it's been a fundraising coup for the president and for the right as well.
You see, but we need to push it. We need to push it in that respect, not like we counter everything they say. We need to say it's a fundraising event. It's an emotional event. It's a play on words. There's nothing there to debate. That's what gets me irritated here is we're debating a nothing burger.
There's an old joke, man. There's an old joke that you have two politicians there together, and the first one starts talking, and the second one says, everything you've said is a lie. And the first one looks back at him and says, I know, but hear me out. And that's where we are, I mean, that's honestly where we are right now.
So, Bill, you think that when they are building a case, perception equals reality, and it's helping them raise money for the other Democratic races in the country?
Listen, Democrat, Republican, it doesn't matter right at the moment. Every politician that's out there that's running for a national office is raking in money faster right now than they have in the last 2 or 3 years.
Because they're pursuing impeachment?
Because the left is making money because they're pursuing impeachment, and the right is making money because they're standing up against the impeachment.
Oh, I see.
The president's had has had 3 of the best months in his entire time as president in fundraising in the last 3 months, and it's been, in light of all the impeachment talk that's gone on in the last 3 months.
Well, then we can say it's to his positive. It's a positive thing for him in a way.
No, anytime you motivate people, and that's why the perception, the perspective is what's important. That's because that to most people, that is that's reality to them. The actual real facts don't matter as much as what actually, what actually happened doesn't matter as much as the perspective of what's happening. And for a lot of people on the right, President Trump can do no wrong, and for a lot of people on the left, he can do nothing but wrong. And because of that, both sides plays on those fears, plays on those positives, and that's what they generate money. I mean, facts. Very rarely does anything in Washington. I mean, very few people, very few things. Do they allow facts to get in the way in Washington, D.C., or in Austin, for that matter?
So let's be clear. This has nothing to do with the people in position of power as to what they think or what they don't think. It has all to do with what they can do to convince the public who votes. That's all it has to do with.
That's all it is.
Because bottom line is this, whether he gets impeached or not, okay, if he gets impeached, he continues on because the Senate's not going to do it. If he doesn't get impeached, he continues on because there's no need for it. Yet, they're trying to, the only variable here is the vote. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue on. See you on the other side.
divorce attorney, Ed Laughlin.
Is your marriage on the rocks? Have you been wanting to get a divorce but just haven't found an attorney that you can afford? Well, your search for an affordable attorney is finally over. I'm attorney Ed Laughlin, and I've been helping Texans get fast, inexpensive, hassle-free divorces for 25 years. I offer reasonable fees and always allow my clients to pay out their fees in payments that they can afford. Call me today at 773-8399 or toll-free 1-800-492-2589 to schedule a free confidential appointment to get started. The first visit is always free.
What are you waiting for? Call Ed Laughlin today at 1-800-492-2589 or visit Ed's website at edlaughlin.com. That's 1-800-492-2589 or online at edlaughlin.com. That's 1-800-492-2589. Let Ed help you with all your legal needs. You'll feel a whole lot better. See Ed's ad in Names and Numbers.
Aaron's Gun Shop and High Cap Adventures. If you've decided to carry a handgun for self-defense, you better know what you're doing. If you don't, you better learn fast. Not only fast, but thoroughly. Aaron's Gun Shop and High Cap Adventures fills the void between a Johnny wannabe and a person who has been properly trained in the proper handling and use of a firearm. Call me, Matt Betros, at 254-697-4721 or email me at aaronsgunshop@gmail.com and set up a class or seminar to get you started on the road to proficiency with a firearm for self-defense. Go to our website, aaronsgunshop.com, and review the High Cap Adventures page. We have seminars to cover most forms of firearms training. Call 254-697-4721 or email me at aaronsgunshop@gmail.com to get more information on how to get started with your training. The time for games is over. Reality starts now. aaronsgunshop.com.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
or if that resume was from someone who
worked 12-hour shifts at the recycling company with my dad, who's 72. That taught me a work ethic that I carry with me every day.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone.
Growing up where I did, a lot of things could have gotten in the way of my goals. But I learned to push through, and that's what I bring to work every day.
So maybe it's time we look beyond the resume and look to Grads of Life. Discover new ways to develop great talent that are so much more than what's on paper at gradsoflife.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation. October 31st, 2019. Boo. It's Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. What do you call yourself in that costume?
I am a Texas Rangerette.
Tell you what, guys, you need to be streaming live here at logicnation.us and checking out this hot woman over here. She's got that hat going on, that vest, that collar around your neck.
Should have brought a rifle to work today.
Well, we got one right here.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't work, but we got one. Bill, I got a caller on the line. I'm going to take the call here. This is Craig. He wants to talk about why the Dems are what?
Why the Dems are so hot on impeachment.
So hot on impeachment, because they got nothing else. But let me see here. We got the music off. Let me see what we can do here to get Craig on. I'm going to put you on a hold, Bill, so stand by. If I hang up on you, please call back. Craig, thanks for calling.
Man.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, brother. Man, I want to tell y'all what a good job you're doing.
Well, thank you. I'll take it. That's an uplifting comment. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Well, we pray for y'all every day. I want to just tell you how quintessential it is for them to get him out of there. He has pulled back the covers on their dirty butts. He has shown the world what those Dems really are. And whenever he said he was going to drain the swamp, I mean, he's doing it, and he is showing the United States of America what these son of a guns are doing. All they are there to do is hang on to their power. It's all about the power game and filling up their their pockets with dirty money. And I guarantee you, if you took each and every one of those congressmen and you lined them up in that house and you started following their paper trails and their money and follow out how many of the foreign investors that they have got into dirty oil overseas and into China and all their foreign investments, and he's cutting them off. He's cutting their legs out from under them. He's taking their money out from under them because we're not going to do trade with these dirty countries until they cough up the money that they owe us. And what he is doing is cutting off our congressman's dirty finances. They want to hang him from the closest tree they can find.
Greg, I cannot tell you how refreshing your phone call is.
I agree.
I'm not lying.
I love America. I love my country. I love my president. He has got huevos bigger than elephants, and he tells it like it is. He tells it like it is. Sometimes he gets a couple of things wrong, and we think, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna fall down and turn his back on the Second Amendment." No, he's not. No, he's not.
Well, heck, he's been pushing it the other way. He's coming out saying, "Forget it. Background checks, forget it. I'm not going to do anything. We're going to focus on mental health." So awesome. And I think what he does is he goes,
he's going to get it right, guys. He's going to get it right. We just need to back him 100%.
Hey, let me ask you this, Craig. You got politicians. All politicians are crooked. Okay? And what I mean by that is they're always looking out for themselves. Okay?
Yep.
So if a politician does the work of the people, but is able to make a few bucks on the side, do you have a problem with that? I don't. I think that's the nature of the beast. But as long as they're committed to the people, I want to protect the Constitution. I want to protect the Bill of Rights. I want to do what's best for this country. But because I'm on the inside of things, I can make a few extra bucks.
But you said it right. If they're committed to the people, if their heart is in the right place, I don't have a problem with them coming out to the flea market with me and making money.
That's right.
If they're going to get down and get dirty with the rest of us, if they want to crawl in the sewer with the rest of us and work like human beings, if they want to use their brains on a computer, they're red-blooded Americans. Let them do what they want to do. But if you're going to crawl off in the swamp and you're going to spend dirty money with dirty money, that's a different deal, man.
I totally agree with you, man. Craig, fantastic call. You uplifted me with your phone call. I appreciate it very much. Thanks for listening.
Looking forward to talking to you again, brother.
Yes, sir. You take care. All right, Bill, let me get you back on the line, buddy. See, I think I may have lost you, though. Hold on, let's see. Bill, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. That was a fantastic call. Did you hear Craig talking?
Yeah.
I think he's totally right, man. I mean, the people, we are consumed with what we see, and what we see is the mainstream media. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I keep saying you need to go to alternative media. You need to go to alternative media, look at the headlines, print out the stories, and compare it to the mainstream media, and you're going to see a twist. You're going to see a favoritism. You're going to see an agenda being lined up here. You need to check it out. Bill, I got Raymond on the line, too.
No, Raymond's.
Oh, he's not on the line?
Wanted
Okay.
to remind us that early voting is this week, and then vote on Tuesday.
Okay, very good.
That's
Thank
how
you,
they
Raymond.
change things.
Keep me in check, buddy.
Yeah, that's a good reminder that we got early voting today and tomorrow, and then election day on November. And typically, we only have about 11 to 12% of the entire state vote on this constitutional election. And whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, everybody needs to get out there and vote on this.
Absolutely. I mean, you can let it slip through the cracks because you got so much going on in your life, but this is so important. You got to vote. You got to vote.
This affects where your tax money is going. If you're a gun owner or an outdoorsman of any type, all sporting goods, all that money is going to end up being permanently diverted into Texas Parks and Wildlife and various organizations like that. The income tax, Proposition 4, if you vote yes, to further restrict the ability of the state legislature to invoke a state income tax.
Right.
So you want to vote yes on that. I mean, but there's multiple of them. Look them up. There's several places to look them up. But you just type in 2000 19 Texas constitutional election propositions, and it'll, anything like that, and it'll pop them up, and they're pretty self-explanatory. The only one that's kind of difficult to understand is the one that's kind of most important to most people, and that's number 4. If you want to further limit the state legislature's ability to invoke a income tax, you vote yes. Yes means you're preventing them from doing it. No means you're allowing them a better opportunity to do it. So, but yeah, get out there and vote. It's important. It's sad that only 10 to 12% of the state's population actually decides what goes on our Constitution and what doesn't.
Hey, Bill, I got a question. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely, 1 being no way, where do you think Clinton's coming in on 2020 election? And I asked that because Bill Clinton's got a clip out there, a snippet basically saying he can't be president legally, but I don't know what she's going to do. So what do you think, man? I think it's kind of obvious.
I tell you what, man. Monday, I would have said. I honestly felt like, when I saw some of the things that she said Monday, I thought, man, she's really thinking about this. And then, since that time, I've kind of, thought to myself, well, I mean, I can see her doing it, but surely she's not that stupid. But then again, you got to realize who you're talking about too, So I don't know, but I suspect she's leaning towards it more and more as the days go by. And I don't think they want Joe Biden in there. And if you look at the polls, he's starting to regain his lead. He's starting to Elizabeth Warren is starting to fade. She got pretty popular real quick because she made a lot of outlandish statements and a lot of outlandish promises. And then when they asked her how she was going to pay for it and exactly what it was, she couldn't answer. And so I don't. With the Clintons, the thing is you don't think they will, but you never know.
She's going to run, and if that doesn't work, Michelle will be in. But like you said, it's a long way to go. A lot of things can happen. She wants in. She's going to get in. And people are going to flock to her because they realize they want to see a rematch. They're into this combative style politics. They're going to want to see it. You got at least 50% out there who don't like Trump. He may win the electoral vote, but when it comes to the popular vote, we got a split nation here. So you're going to get a lot of people rally around her because of, oh my gosh, it's another fight. She'll get it this time. We need to have her get it this time. Even though we know she's a snake, we just need to get him out of office. So you're going to get this rally, and then you got the media behind her. It's going to get an upswing unless she steps on it or gets spasmodic because of her problems, whatever her problems are. And then she falls out, and then the hierarchy is going to say, okay, Michelle, we're calling you in from retirement. You're coming in. That was a long way to go, huh?
The thing about public office, I don't care whether you're running for, the lowest spot on the ballot or the highest spot. It doesn't pay enough for most people, unless you're a congressman. Otherwise, it doesn't pay enough for most people. So the people that really would do the best job in many cases aren't going to run for office. We talk about this all the time, especially at the county level. They got great people out there, but they don't want to run for office because the money doesn't outweigh the headaches.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's the same thing. There are some really good folks on the Democrat Party. Don't get me wrong.
All right, Bill, we're going to take a break, buddy. When we come back, we've got John on the line. We'll see what he's got to say, talking about our soldiers and voting. Good topic. We'll take a break, come back, see you on the other side.
Get the respect you deserve with the experienced, tough, trustworthy attorneys at Capolino, Dodd, Krebs, and Cameron. These attorneys get serious results for folks and their families who are unfortunately involved in a serious accident or wrongful death. Check out their qualifications at respectforyou.com, and you'll want to call them today at 254-697-4965. That's 254-697-4965.
Art Kuntz, the owner of A&C Firearms in Heidenhammer, Texas, is an avid gun enthusiast and enjoys helping all of his customers to find the gun that's perfect for them. With a large selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns, finding the right gun becomes easy. Go to A&C Firearms, located at 5819 U.S. Highway 190 in Heidenhammer, or call them 254-983-4417. Pistols, rifles, shotguns, ammo, knives, and a whole lot more. A&C Firearms, 254-983-4417.
Roxanne Watson is on a mission.
Hello, how are you doing today?
She wants more people to register as organ, eye, and tissue donors.
Are you an organ donor? Yes, I am. My goal is to sign up the most people in the United States.
What drives her? Roxanne's own life was saved through the gift of a heart transplant, made possible by an organ donor.
I decided that day that I was going to devote myself to the cause of organ donation and signing people up and honoring my donor by doing that.
Now she's back to health, and she's a powerful force helping to save lives every day through her work. Imagine what you can make possible by leaving behind the gift of life.
8 people can be helped with the major organs, and up to 50 people can be helped with a little bit of everything. And when you think about it that way, that you could help that many people, it's amazing. It really is.
Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the Grads of Life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
For almost 2 centuries, Americans have enjoyed the valuable privileges of freedom. Now, freedom needs each American to dedicate himself to its preservation. We must not allow our liberties to be endangered by neglect of our duties as citizens. During this year of rededication, join with your fellow Americans in reaffirming the principles on which this country is founded and the safeguarding of those principles. Make it your business to see that federal, state, and local governments are conducted honestly. Help to maintain the good morale of your sons and daughters in the armed forces. Learn the facts about all candidates and issues. Then vote for the one you believe in. Make the most of every minute on your job. Produce as much as you can, and thus increase our military and economic strength. Work for better schools and a better community. Guard your American heritage of freedom. It needs you.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation. October 31st, 2019. Matt, your host here. We're doing the Halloween Boo session of Logic Nation. Got Susan Sterler here. We had Jim Crothers in here a little while ago. We got Bill Whitmire, Republican chair, Milam County, on the line. I've got John, who called in about how soldiers get to vote, which is a great question, because I remember back in the day in the 80s when I was out in the middle of the desert signing an absentee ballot, and then a month later I get it back because it never got to be counted as a vote. I was a little PO'd at that one. So we're going to get him on the line here in just a second. Let me make a couple of announcements real quick, and we'll talk about it. But if you want to be on the show, the number is 866-895-6442. 866-89-LOGIC. Stream us live at logicnation.us. Social media at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio. Instagram at Logic Nation Radio. Twitter at Logic Nation USA. And YouTube at youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. And I wanted to make a comment about Facebook, too. I had him post a video of how robots are going to make soldiers obsolete. And I want you to check out this video. It's pretty cool. It's pretty scary. And I'll tell you why I had it posted. Boston Dynamics is coming up with a prototype. It's called the Atlas. It's a soldier. It looks like a person when it comes to arms and legs and all that kind of stuff. And it jumps over things. It runs. It goes over rubble. It falls down, picks itself up. The whole works. Well, this was made by BOSS, B-O-S Dynamics, a catchphrase off of Boston Dynamics. And what they did was they put on all the sensors, and they had a guy actually doing all the movements and then turn it into what looked like almost an Atlas robot. So when I first saw it, I go, oh my gosh, this is incredible because with technology, the advancements they made, I almost believed, and I go, no, wait, this can't be right. I saw some things that was CGI. It's animated, but man, you wouldn't know it if you're not paying attention. So check it out and just see. And the reason I did that was because with the technology we have and the digital age that we have, they can take anything and make it look like it never happened or it did happen, or make you look bad, make you look good, put your face somewhere else where it shouldn't be, so on and so forth. So check it out and see how good technology is and how dangerous it can be if we're not watching it. So let me get Bill, stay on the line. Let me put you on hold.
No, it's John.
And I'm going to put Bill on hold, and we're going to get John on the line because I want to hear what he's got to say. John, it's a great topic. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good, buddy. Thanks for calling, and let's talk about what you wanted to talk about.
Okay. I can tell you that soldiers are not getting their absentee ballots in time because they don't get printed in time, and they don't get sent to the soldier in time. And then the soldier, if he's able to get the ballot in time, he can't turn around, fill it out, and send it out in time because most of the mail going to and from all these distant remote locations is very, very slow because it is snail mail.
Well, I've been out for a long time, and back in the day, I can tell you I concur with everything you just said.
I can tell you it's not just back in the day, sir. I know exactly. I can tell you exactly. Put my right hand on a stack of Bibles and tell you. I'm telling you the truth.
Do they think they do it on you think they do that on purpose?
Voter officers or whatever the heck they are. It's all just a big snow job. The soldiers and votes are not getting counted.
John, where do you get your info from?
Personal experience.
Okay, just checking. Fellow brother in arms, right?
Right.
Okay. What branch you serve in?
Than what you experienced.
What branch you serve in?
I'll tell you what, the guy in Carruthers, I wanted to talk to Carruthers because I don't know if he's relation or not, but there's a Carruthers in Coryell who was responsible for getting those ballots out to us, and he didn't do it in time. It's like, well, dadgum, man, what the heck's your problem? You know, none of us can vote. That was when Obama got in office.
They will do whatever they deem necessary to do.
I know they do.
They'll keep it in the trunk of their car. They'll lose a box. They'll come up with a box. They'll count chads hanging off of a ballot, dimples. They'll do whatever. They'll count dead people, so on and so forth, man. It's all rigged. They all know what they're doing, and they only have the problems in the places where they can hide it with mass quantities of people, from what I have noticed. You're not going to see that in a small town. You always see it in the big towns. So
I want to tell you what, your voice is being heard. The voice of Central Texas is being heard. I'm hearing it on mass media news. I'm hearing the catchphrases and the lingo that we use. It's not like nowhere else. They're listening to what we're saying.
Well, that's a pretty powerful statement. Like, what kind of catchphrases are you talking about?
Oh, now you got me on the spot.
Well, call back when you know one, okay? That's great. I appreciate.
I mean, there was like a sham. I called the other day and said, Pelosi and Schumer are a sham, and all of a sudden, the word sham is being referred to in reference to this dadgum impeachment inquiry.
Well, John, that just shows you how much they're listening to you and how much they respect your thoughts,
man.
They
listen very well. And I don't give a damn because, they can come shoot me in the head. I don't give a damn.
Well, let me ask you something. We got 20 seconds here. Real quick. Yes or no, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 absolutely, 1 no way. Hillary, she going to get in the race?
I think probably it's about a 9.
I say a 9.9, if not a 10, if not an 11. All right, John, I appreciate the call. Bill, we'll get you on the other side. Taking a break. See you on the other side, everybody.
All right.
divorce attorney, Ed Laughlin.
Is your marriage on the rocks? Have you been wanting to get a divorce but just haven't found an attorney that you can afford? Well, your search for an affordable attorney is finally over. I'm attorney Ed Laughlin, and I've been helping Texans get fast, inexpensive, hassle-free divorces for 25 years. I offer reasonable fees and always allow my clients to pay out their fees in payments that they can afford. Call me today at 773-8399 or toll-free 1-800-492-2589 to schedule a free confidential appointment to get started. The first visit is always free.
What are you waiting for? Call Ed Laughlin today at 1-800-492-2589 or visit Ed's website at edlaughlin.com. That's 1-800-492-2589 or online at edlaughlin.com. That's 1-800-492-2589. Let Ed help you with all your legal needs. You'll feel a whole lot better. See Ed's ad in names and numbers.
Here at the Logic Nation, we often encourage you to be logical. Now, I've got two more great words to live by. Get supplied. With Studio L as a center point, Smith Supply will provide you with everything to clean anything and deliver it on time within 150 miles. That means we can deliver cleaning supplies to any facility, any business, including hotels and motels, even industries and factories, anywhere in the Killeen, Temple, Fort Hood Metro, Waco, and Austin. No matter where you are, we can ship to your order. We also provide janitorial services and building maintenance in some areas, and our Temple showroom and our online catalog are open to the public. We're here to save you money and get your supplies to you on time, every time. So, get supplied. Since 1961, we're Smith Supply, 254-773-3592, and online at smithsupply.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get face-to-face with Vis-a-Vis Galleria in their warehouse located at 3 Mesquite Avenue in Rogers, Texas. Vis-a-Vis Galleria is a boutique with new apparel and fashion jewelry and features over 20 vendors who populate 5,000 square feet of farmhouse, shabby chic, antique, and vintage furniture and home decor. There's even a booth dedicated to Iron Orchard designs. Patricia Posvar, owner of Vis-a-Vis Galleria, opens the Galleria Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. until 5:30 and will gladly host a ladies' night out shopping spree at your request. Diana Beednell, an interior decorator and Galleria vendor, will offer complimentary design suggestions for your decorating challenges. Vis-a-Vis is a go-to destination stop. If you haven't been to Vis-a-Vis Galleria, go see what you've been missing. For more information, call Vis-a-Vis Galleria at 254-642-0005 or check them out on Facebook at Vis-a-Vis Galleria. Mention that you heard this ad and receive 15% off your boutique apparel purchase. Welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation. Matt, your host here. It's October 31st, 2019. And if you want to be part of the show, the number is 866-895-6442, 866-89-LOGIC. Stream us live at logicnation.us. Social media at Facebook at Logic Nation Radio, Instagram at Logic Nation Radio, Twitter at Logic Nation USA, YouTube at youtube.com/Logic Nation Radio. I've got Bill Whitmire, Republican chair, on the line. Bill, I got another call. I got Joe, and he's asking a question here, and I'm more than happy to answer it. So I'm going to get back to you in a second. I want to get Joe on the line to respond to his question. But if you want to be on the show, give us a call, 866-895-6442. Love to hear what you've got to say. Stream us live. Check out the costumes, and don't forget to send the pictures. Susan, what's the email address?
Go to send your photo of your costume to susansturlart@gmail.com or hashtag on Facebook, LM Halloween Costume, Halloween Contest, LN Halloween Contest. So I can find it on Facebook.
Sounds good. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Now, Joe, I've got you on the line. Thanks for listening. Thanks for calling. I'm assuming based on the note I got here, you want me to tell you why I think she's going to get in? Is that what you're thinking?
Well, I'll tell you my reason. The only way that she will try to get back in is if, by an act of God or whatever, something happens to Trump, whether it be an impeachment process or he just gets totally tired of fighting the battle. She will get in there in a heartbeat. She'll jump back in. But honestly, I don't think that she's got the nerve to get back in and face Trump, which she will have to do and have to do a lot of explaining on all of the things that we found out and know about and previously knew about. But if for whatever reason Trump decides not to, and someone else, she'll jump back in a heartbeat. But if he's going to run, no chance. She knows that it's a defeative purpose.
Well, Joe, that's cool. That's great. I respectfully disagree, and here's why. That's not her nature. Secondly, she's got half the population who likes her. Another thing is she's got the media to back her up. Thirdly, if there's a slippage, if they don't think Joe can do it or Warren can do it, and Warren's already slipping, and we'll get Bill to talk about this too, and Bill, stand by. She wants a rematch because she can't stand it. It's eating at her. She knows she's so close. She's deserving of it. That's her thought process. And if she sees there's a moment that she can get in this race, she's going to do it. Because if she doesn't do it, the Dems aren't going to win. And they're not doing all this crap to lose. And that's why I keep saying if Biden doesn't miraculously come alive and just run with it, and Warren can't do it either, nobody gets close. The only person that could get everybody together would be Hillary or Michelle, and that's the route it's going to go because they don't want to lose. Let me put you on pause. Let me see what Bill has to say with it. Stay on the line. I'll get back to you in a second. Now, Bill, I want your comments on that. I want to see what you think. What do you think about that? Did I lose you? Bill, you there?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, what do you think?
Well, I mean, like I said, I just don't know what she's going to do. I mean, you think I would sit here and say I don't think she'll join. I don't think she'll get involved. I don't think she'll be a part of it. But I tell you what, Matt, as soon as you say that, they do the exact opposite just about 90% of the time.
Bill, here's what I think. I think we're trying to be too logical about it. You can't be logical with this woman. This is this is a passionate woman, and thinking, oh, she wouldn't do it because the numbers aren't right, or this isn't right, or this is. I think that's a bunch of bunk. I think she's so eat up with herself that she didn't get her rightful spot as the president. And if she sees any chance of it, because everybody's hating on Trump, and they got the impeachment, and you got the media, and you got everybody dumping on Trump, and she sees an opening, she's going to run with it, man.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know with her. That is the biggest thing. You just don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Now, what I do believe
for her to jump back into it, but
what I do believe is this, Bill. Though I don't mean to cut you up, but what I do believe is this: Michelle doesn't want it, but the people who pull her strings may say it's time to do your duty, and she may come in if at the end of the line when nobody else can do it, because she's the woman who could pull it all together.
Okay, well, keep this in mind. Okay, Barack ran for the Senate because the money people put. Remember, him and Michelle didn't have a lot of money when he ran for Senate, but now they are multi-millionaires on their way to being to having hundreds of millions of dollars. She just put out a new book.
10 seconds,
and they paid her a $7 million bonus just for writing it. And the thing for them is, if she becomes president, they lose money.
Yeah, but they can always take care of her later. That's how dirty it is in politics, man. That's how they work it. Look, we got one last segment coming up. I'm going to take a break, and Bill, I got to take a break. When we come back, we'll finish up your thoughts. See you on the other side.
Okay.
My wife and I are spending more time on our computer. It's changing the way we live.
Mostly for the better.
Like paying our bills.
Or researching vacation spots.
But there can be a downside.
Right, like fake drugs being sold over the internet.
Because they look real and they seem like a great bargain.
And you can't always tell what's a fake.
Well, we learned the hard way.
At the emergency room.
Thousands of people are scammed into buying counterfeit drugs every day, thinking they're getting a deal. And rather than contain the active ingredient, they may contain dangerous elements like antifreeze, sawdust, or floor wax, resulting in potentially serious health risks. So never buy prescription or over-the-counter drugs online from unknown or unlicensed sources, as they are often dangerous fakes. Counterfeits hurt, but you have the power to stop them. To learn more, go to www.ncpc.org/getreal. Brought to you by the National Crime Prevention Council and the Bureau of Justice Assistance U.S. Department of Justice.
You wouldn't steal from a department store, would you? Shoplifting doesn't only hurt the store owners, it puts every employee's job in jeopardy. And if everyone shoplifted, it would weaken local economies to the point of unsustainability. The same principle applies to Social Security fraud. People who receive more benefits than they should or illegally get benefits by lying to Social Security aren't just making the system insecure, they're literally stealing from honest taxpayers. Anyone can report fraud anonymously. You can learn more about Social Security's relentless anti-fraud efforts at www.socialsecurity.gov/anti-fraud-facts. We aggressively investigate and pursue prosecution of those who try to cheat and steal from the system. Shoplifting and stealing from your neighbors is morally and ethically wrong. The same goes for stealing from Social Security. If you suspect someone is committing Social Security fraud, report it online at http://oig.ssa.gov/report or call the Social Security Fraud Hotline at 1-800-269-0271.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting.
Location.
In the forest near the side of the road.
No need for alarm, sir. The forest is where bears live.
But this was no ordinary bear.
No ordinary bear?
1 second I'm having a smoke taken in the view. Next thing I know, I am face to face with Smokey Bear.
Let me guess, Smokey had a tip for you.
He did. He must have seen me toss my cigarette on the ground. He told me never to do that because it only takes one spark to start a wildfire.
He's a smart bear. Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans? That means 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
That's what Smokey said. I had no idea.
That's why Smokey's famous, and you're not.
Good point.
If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference, because 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com. Only you can prevent wildfires.
And welcome back, everybody, to Logic Nation. We're in the last segment of the show before we close it out. I got Bill Whitmire, Republican chair, on the line. Bill, get to you in just a second, and we'll let you finish out the segment here. If you want to be on the air with a last-minute phone call, 866-895-6442, 866-89-LOGIC. We had a call came in, right, Susan?
Yeah, Rayford.
Rayford called in.
Rayford says, yeah, you're exactly right. It's all emotion. It's all emotion. There's nothing logical about anything that they're doing up there.
Well, there's two ways to look at it. You can look at it a certain way as logical, but then you got to understand who you're dealing with, and then all of a sudden the emotional aspect of it takes over. Yeah. It's just like a jury. The logic is follow the law when it comes to a verdict, but they don't do that. They get emotional.
Well, I think when it comes to Hillary, it's all ego. She's just got this huge ego. She thinks she's, she is entitled to being the president.
And I got an article here. It says former Clinton advisor, Hillary thinks God put her on earth to become president. Right. And it's true. All right, let me get Bill on the line.
I don't know if she believes in God.
Hey, Bill, can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. All right. Bill, why don't you take the last few minutes we've got here, encapsulate, talk about what you want, and let's move forward.
Well, I'll just finish where we were before we went to break. But, the difference between Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton is just what Susan was saying. Hillary feels it's preordained that she should be president. And I honestly don't believe Michelle has any interest in being president at all, number one. And number two, her and Barack are not beholden to anybody at this point anymore. They've made their money. They're going to continue to make money. They can go anywhere in the world and speak and make money,
Well, you see, right there, Bill, I disagree with you. They're not beholden to anybody. I think that's untrue. Barack got in because he's beholden to somebody. That guy would not got in. He was this person handpicked, the Manchurian candidate, came in so he could do an agenda.
But he's done. He's done.
But he owes some favors.
They don't owe anybody anything. I mean, they're done. I don't see them, and I could be completely wrong, but I just don't see a scenario where she comes back and becomes president and it benefits them at all.
Well, I guess we could look at it this way. Some people would say the president is the top of the line when it comes to the power structure. Other people will say people pull the president's strings because let's look at it this way. Let's look at Biden as an example. Biden, when he went down in the polls, had a closed-door meeting with all of his people who were who are sponsoring him and donating to his campaign and saying, listen, man, I'm putting all this money in here. I'm expecting you to do certain things. Trump goes in and says, I'm paying it all for myself. I owe nobody anything. I owe nothing to anyone. Okay, now Barack, Can you say that with Barack? Barack got in somehow, and he got sponsors and support, and he got plucked out of nowhere.
He's done, though. He's done. He's absolutely done the rest of his life. I mean, he'll make speeches, and he'll have some sort of little think tank he'll create, and he'll give speeches all over the place, and maybe teach some courses at Harvard or at Chicago. And but I mean, as far as any other stuff, he's done.
Well, hey, Bill, what was your rank in the military? Were you an officer or enlisted?
No, I was the NCO.
Okay, when it comes to an officer in the military, you are never not an officer. You are just not being an officer unless you resign your commission. They can pull you up anytime they want. It's the same thing with Barack. He may be done, but he was enlisted in the military of well, I won't go that far, but he was enlisted in their way of thinking. He's always an officer until he gives it up, and he hasn't given it up. He's living too nice of a lifestyle. It's just two ways of thinking.
He'll still be out there. He'll still be out there on the speaking circuit. He'll go out and he'll campaign for folks. But as far as being in a public power position, he's done. And I don't think he wants it anymore. And he doesn't need it, quite frankly, and neither does she. Neither one of them need it. And they can be as free as they want to be and make money, and that's what they're going to do.
I won't argue the point they don't want it, but I will argue the point that they're free. They're not free.
I think that Barack can also have influence without being in the actual office, too. He doesn't have to be in the office to influence what's going on.
Bill, you got 45 seconds. Give us something of what's coming up or what we should be looking for with these proceedings.
You asked yesterday about Michael Bolton being brought in to testify, and it looks like on the 7th, next week on November the 7th, he will come to Congress and talk about what happened. And his two aides, his two legal advisors to the National Security Council, John Eisenberg and Michael Ellis, will probably be on the Hill on the 4th, on the Monday, to testify as well. And they're being summoned to speak about the July 24th conversation with the Ukrainian president and some various other things. And I think the thing about Bolton, though, is that his main problem with the whole thing in Ukraine is not what happened, but the fact that Rudy Giuliani had anything to do with it.
Okay, and I think you're coming in tomorrow, too, as well, right?
Planning on it, yeah.
Okay, well, the plan is if you're here, we can discuss it in further detail. But until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we've finished up another show. Bill, I can't thank you enough for giving us a call and for everybody else participating in the program. Until tomorrow, God bless, keep your powder dry, and happy Halloween.
So you see, son, good manners are very, very important. Someday, many years from now, when you're a grown-up, you'll be a man. And when you are, you should be a gentleman. Do you want me to go through it one more time?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If a door's shut, then knock first. Don't burp, don't swear, don't speak with your mouth full, don't reach across people's plates, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. While we're at it, don't stare, don't use foul language, don't call people names, but do remember people's names. Always share your toys, play nice, and cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give up your seat to anyone who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
It can begin with an email, a phone call, a flyer in the mail, or perhaps a misleading website. Loan modification scams. They come in all shapes and sizes and under different names. Loan rescue firms, counseling services, mortgage consultants, sometimes posing as a legitimate mortgage company willing to help you modify your loan and get caught up with your payments. But beware.